All right, hello everyone, and welcome to Uncivil Law. As always, as we learn from the misfortunes of others, for today's story, we are covering the indictment of Eric Adams, the New York City mayor. The indictment has just dropped. We're going to read this document, and then we'll probably watch the press conference from the mayor himself, which is ongoing as we speak. The mayor is currently addressing a crowd, proclaiming his innocence. And then we will presumably watch a press conference from the U.S. attorney as well on this. But we're going to just go ahead and get started with the indictment. We are in the Southern District of New York in federal court, which is where Manhattan is, in United States of America versus Eric Adams, to wit. In 2014, Eric Adams, the defendant, became the Brooklyn Borough President. Thereafter, for nearly a decade, Adams sought and accepted improper valuable benefits, such as luxury international travel, including from wealthy foreign business people and at least one Turkish governmental official seeking to gain influence. Foreign Agent Registration Act is what's going to be at play here, FARA. He was working on behalf of Turkey and didn't tell anybody. That's a problem. By 2018, Adams, who then made known his plans to run for mayor of New York, not only accepted but sought illegal campaign contributions to his 2021 mayoral campaign, as well as other things of value from foreign nationals. Foreign nationals' ability to contribute politically, obviously, is extremely curtailed. As Adams' prominence and power grew, his foreign national benefactors sought to cash in on their corrupt relationships with him, particularly when, in 2021, it became clear that Adams would become New York City's mayor. Adams agreed, providing favorable treatment in exchange for the illicit benefit he received. After his inauguration as mayor of New York, Adams soon began preparing for his next election, including by planning to solicit more illegal contributions and granting requests from those who supported his mayoral campaign with such donations. Great. Eric Adams, the defendant, sought and accepted illegal campaign contributions in the form of nominee or straw contributions, meaning the true contributors conveyed their money through nominal donors. In other words, in name only, who falsely certified they were contributing their own money. By smuggling their contributions, nice word choice, to Adams through US-based straw donors, Adams' overseas contributors defeated federal law that seeks to prevent that. There are reasons those laws exist. You can't accept money from foreign nationals, but that's okay. I'm just going to pretend it's a US national that's contributing. Yeah, you can't do that. Wealthy individuals evade laws designed to limit their power over elected officials by restricting the amount one person can donate. And any business circumvented New York City's ban on corporate contributions by funneling their donations through multiple employees, frustrating a law that seeks to reduce corrupt power in politics. So New York has laws against contributions from corporations, but he's beyond all that. Adams increased his fundraising by accepting these concealed illegal donations at the cost of giving his secret patrons undue influence him. Eric Adams, the defendant, compounded his gains from the straw contributions by using them to defraud New York City and steal public funds. New York City has a matching funds program. Wow, that's nice. New York City has matching funds programs, so he used the illicit money to get money from the taxpayers. That's just rich. New York City has matching funds program that match small dollar contributions from individual city residents with up to 8 times their amount in public funds to give New Yorkers a greater voice in elections. Adams' campaign applied for the matching funds based on the straw donations, fraudulently obtaining as much as $2,000 in public funds for each contribution. That's a nice touch. That's a nice touch. Adams and those working at his direction falsely certified compliance with applicable campaign finance regulations, despite Adams' repeated acceptance of the straw donations, relying on the concealed nature of these contributions to falsely portray his campaign as law-abiding. As a result of these false certifications, the mayoral campaign received more than $10 million in public funds. $10 million, 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 no! Eric Adams, the defendant, also sought and received other improper benefits from some of the same contributors who funneled straw money to his campaign. In particular, a senior official in the Turkish diplomatic establishment who facilitated many straw donations to Adams also arranged for Adams and his companion to receive free or discounted travel on the Turkey national airline, which is owned in significant part by the Turkey government, to destinations including France, China, Sri Lanka, India, Hungary, and Turkey itself. The Turkish official and other Turkish nationals further arranged for Adams and his companion to receive, among other things, free rooms at the opulent hotels, free meals at high-end restaurants, and free luxurious entertainment. Boy, oh boy, isn't Turkey really generous, guys? Isn't Turkey super duper generous? Super duper generous, man. To New York City mayor. It's almost like they might expect something in return for their investment. Moving on. Eric Adams, the defendant, and others working his direction, repeatedly took steps to shield his solicitations and acceptance of these benefits from public scrutiny. Adams did not disclose the travel benefits he had obtained and annual financial disclosures he was required to file. He lied on the paperwork. Sometimes Adams agreed to pay a nominal fee to create the appearance of having to pay for travel that was in fact heavily discounted. He cooked the books. Other times, Adams created and instructed others to create fake paper trails, fraud, falsely suggesting he paid or planned to pay for travel benefits that were actually free. Fraud. And Adams deleted messages with others involving his misconduct, including in one instance, assuring a co-conspirator in writing that he always deleted her messages. Good news, man. Good news. In September of 2021, the Turkish official told Eric Adams, the defendant, that it was his turn to repay the Turkey official by pressuring the New York City Fire Department to facilitate the opening of the Turkish consulate, a 36-story skyscraper without a fire inspection, in time for a high-profile visit by Turkey. At time, the building would have failed the inspection. In exchange for the free travel and other travel-related bribes arranged by the Turkish official, Adams did as he instructed. Because of Adams' pressure on the fire department responsible for the assessment of the skyscraper's fire safety was told he would lose his job if he failed to acquiesce, and after Adams intervened, the skyscraper opened as requested by the Turkey official. Nice. Let's learn a little bit more about this public matching funds program and how we stole money from the taxpayer. The New York City Campaign Finance Board oversees and administers a publicly funded campaign finance system for municipal elections, including a matching fund program that provides eligible candidates with public funds to match small dollar contributions from New York City residents. The matching fund program is intended to incentivize candidates to finance their campaigns by engaging with average New Yorkers instead of seeking large contributions from a limited number of influential donors, and empower more candidates to run for office even without access to wealth. For mayoral candidates in the 2021 and 2025 cycle, the matching fund operated as relevant as follows. Candidates that collected a minimum number of contributions and raised a minimum number of qualifying contributions were eligible to opt into. Candidates that opted into the funds were required to file a signed and notarized certification attesting to, among other things, they understood that they were responsible for reading, understanding, and complying with, and ensuring their campaign's compliance with various statutes and rules, that fraudulent claims for the matching funds to the board would constitute a fundamental breach of obligation, and in the event of such a breach, they'd be eligible to receive matching funds and be required to return the matching funds. The matching fund programs would provide up to $8 in matching funds for each dollar, up to $250. In other words, for each eligible contribution of $250, a participating candidate could collect $2,000 in funds. That's a pretty good deal, right? I mean, it's a pretty good deal. For every $250 you collect, we'll give you an additional $2,000. That's a pretty good deal. The matching funds program would provide $12,952,888 in matching funds for qualifying candidates during the election, and up to $14,101,334 in matching funds for qualifying candidates during the 2025 election. That's a lot of money coming out of the public coffers. I hope no one's corrupting the system. Certain kinds of contributions are prohibited, including straw contributions, contributions from a person who is not a United States citizen or lawful permanent resident, contributions from foreign entities and organizations, contributions from corporations, and contributions that are made, received, solicited, or otherwise obtained in violation of any local, state, or federal law. Through its campaign finance handbook, the handbook informs candidates and their campaign staff that straw contributions are prohibited and illegal. Candidates that opted into the fund were required to submit disclosures that, among other things, identify all contributions received during the period, regardless of whether those funds were eligible for matching funds or not. We'd like to know all the funds you received, please. If you'd like to participate in our program, please tell us all the things. If you'd like the money. These disclosure statements were required to be submitted electronically, either by the candidate or the treasurer using a unique login. In order to submit the disclosure, the filer is required to identify himself as either the candidate or treasurer and electronically sign a verification stating this disclosure is true and correct to the best of my knowledge, information, and belief. I understand that by clicking verify below, I'm electronically signing my disclosure document, which shall have the same validity and effect as a signature affixed by hand. Eric Adams, the defendant, was aware the law prohibited foreign conduct, or conduits, and corporate contribution. At least as early as 2018, Adams began raising money to fund his mayoral campaign. In September 2019, Adams submitted the required certification to opt into the program. During the 2021 cycle, Adams and persons acting as direction regularly submitted and signed the disclosure. Adams won his party primary in 2021 and was elected mayor. While serving as mayor, Adams again opted into the program and began fundraising for his 2025 electoral campaign. It's going great, guys. It's going great. He stole $10 million from the public. That's just great. That's just great news. Within a year of becoming the Brooklyn borough president, Eric Adams, the defendant, began building a relationship with foreign nationals who were seeking to influence him. In the years that followed, Adams solicited and knowingly accepted illegal campaign contributions and improperly personally benefited from these foreign nationals. In 2015, Eric Adams, the defendant, took 2 official trips to Turkey. Why does the mayor of New York need to take an official trip to Turkey? I don't know, but okay. His first trip in August 2015 was arranged by the Turkish consulate and paid for by the Turkish consulate, in part by a for-profit educational conglomerate based in Istanbul. The second trip in December 2015 was arranged by Turkish officials and Turkish entrepreneur whose business include organizing events to introduce Turkish corporations and business people to politicians, celebrities, and others who influence may benefit the corporations and business people. For both trips, Adams received free business class tickets on Turkish Airlines. Unlike Adams' subsequent travel with Turkish Airlines, Adams reported his 2015 travel to Turkey on financial disclosure forms filed with the New York City Conflict of Interest Board. Nice. The 2015 travel to Turkey by Eric Adams, the defendant, involved several people relevant to the events described herein, including the Turkish official who helped to arrange the travel to and within Turkey, and who later steered illegal contributions and improper gifts to Adams to gain influence with and eventually to obtain corrupt action from Adams. The promoter. I like that. The promoter. I'm like envisioning like some... who was the director of like Ocean's 11 or like that? Sorkinberg is his name, I think, with like the graphics. Is that Sorkinberg is his name? I think some Sorkinberg like graphics where the guy comes in, maybe as like a sort of a sketch, maybe black and white, and it just says the promoter under it, Yeah, that kind of thing. The promoter who arranged straw contributions to both Adams' contribution campaign and favorable treatment in Turkey for Adams in 2017 and 2019, hoping to leverage Adams' considerable fame in Turkey. Adams is famous in Turkey? To help benefit clients. The owner and chairman of the Turkish University, who met with Adams, Soderberg. Yeah, okay. I was in the right ballpark. Yeah. Steven Soderberg. Yeah, I was in the right ballpark. That guy. The owner and chairman of Turkish University, who met with Adams in Istanbul and again in Brooklyn, businessman one who was considering business venture in Brooklyn, also engaged in the status by befriending Adams, later made illegal contributions to the 2021 campaign. A volunteer in Brooklyn Borough Hall, who then served as Adams' liaison to East European Muslim countries, including Turkey. The Adams staffer subsequently became a paid member of Adams' staff at Borough Hall and later City Hall. The staffer accompanied Adams on his travel to Turkey, and later, at Adams' direction, coordinated many of the illegal campaign contributions and improper benefits relative to this indictment. Nice. A wealthy Turkish businesswoman who later gave Adams multiple free or steeply discounted stays at a luxury hotel she owned and organized contributions to the campaign. In 2016, Adams secretly begins accepting free luxury travel. After Eric Adams, the defendant, first traveled to Turkey in 2015, the Turkish official introduced Adams to the Turkey airline general manager in the New York City area. In 2016 and twice in 2017, Adams solicited and received free and heavily discounted luxury air travel from the airline as part of the Turkey officials' efforts to gain influence to Adams over 3 separate trips. In October 2016, Adams and his domestic partner traveled to India. Adams' partner purchased economy class tickets for herself and Adams on the airlines for approximately $2,286. 2 days before their flight was scheduled to depart, Adams accepted upgrades for himself and his partner by the Turkish airline to business class at no cost. That's a nice upgrade. Business class is the highest class offered by Turkey. Had Adams and his partner purchased the tickets would have cost approximately $15,000. Well, you got to get those points somehow, man. Got to get that point redemption, baby. Some people redeem their airline points. He's receiving Turkey influence points. In July and August of 2017, Adams, a close relative to Adams and a member of the staff who served as the liaison to the Asian American communities in New York, traveled to Nice, France, Istanbul, Turkey, Colombo, Sri Lanka, and Beijing, China. Adams accepted free business class tickets worth more than $35,000 in total for himself and his companions. In October 2017, Adams and his companion traveled to Nepal through Istanbul and Beijing. Adams accepted free business class tickets from Turkey for himself and the liaison, worth more than $16,000 in total. Based on Turkey Airlines, because Turkish Airlines provides free benefits worth tens of thousands of dollars to Eric Adams, the defendant, he flew to Turkey Airlines even though while doing so was otherwise inconvenient. For example, if it's free, For example, during the July and August 2017 trip, Adams' partner was surprised to learn that Adams was in Turkey when she had understood him to be flying from New York to France. Adams responded in a text message, transferring her. First stop is always Istanbul. Got to make that connecting flight, man. Got to go through the hub. When Adams' partner later inquired about planning a trip to Easter Island, Chile, Adams repeatedly asked whether Turkish Airlines could be used for their flight, requiring her to call Turkish Airlines to confirm they did not have routes between New York and Chile. Eric Adams, the defendant, also accepted valuable travel and hospitality benefits for himself and their companions. For example, during a stay in Istanbul, Adams, the Adams relative and Adams liaison, accepted heavily discounted stay at the St. Regis Istanbul, arranged by the promoter. The St. Regis Istanbul is owned by a businesswoman who sought to integrate herself with Adams. Adams stayed in the Bentley suite, portions of which are depicted here. Well, looks like a nice room. Yeah, looks a nice room. Although booking the Bentley suite for approximately 2 nights would have cost $7,000, Adams paid less than $600. That's a lot of a discount, man. In order to conceal the valuable flight, hotel, and other benefits that Eric Adams, the defendant, accepted from foreign nationals seeking influence, he did not disclose any of these trips on annual disclosure forms, despite a legal requirement to do so. By law, certain New York City officials and candidates for elected office are required to file annual reports, disclosing their financial information and outside interests, as well as those of their spouse or domestic partners. The purpose of the disclosure is to provide transparency. At all times relevant to the indictment, Adams was elected as New York City official that required it. On his 2016 and 2017 disclosure form, Adams was asked whether he received any gift from the same person, entity, or donor, or affiliated donors who have no business dealings with the city other than a relative in a total amount of more than $1,000 or more per year. Adams answered no. Adams also answered no to similar questions asking whether he received any gifts worth $50 or more from a person, entity, donor, or affiliated donors who have done business with the city. Thank you, Tony P., for the 10 gift memberships, as always. The valuable benefits Adams solicited and accepted, including the free business class upgrade for 2 to travel to New York to India, the free business class tickets for 3 from New York to France, Turkey, Sri Lanka, and China, the heavily discounted stay in the Bentley suite, and the 3 business class tickets for 2 from New York to China for each of 26 and 2017 trips. Each exceeded $1,000 in value, as would be obvious to anyone like Adams who has extensive experience. Eric Adams, the defendant, also sought to conceal the luxury benefits he solicited and accepted from foreign nationals by creating fake paper trails with members of Adams' staff assisting at his direction. For example, Adams attempted to create a fake paper trail suggesting he had paid for the flights when in fact he had not. As Brooklyn Borough President, Adams employed a scheduler who managed his appointments, meetings, and official events. Despite her status as a New York City employee, the Adams scheduler was used by Adams to perform personal tasks for him, such as collecting rent at a Brooklyn property he owned. Adams also assigned the Adams scheduler to pay for various personal expenses for him, after which Adams would reimburse Adams scheduler in cash. In 2017, Adams sent a series of emails to the Adams scheduler directing the Adams scheduler to pay for the free flights he and his companion already taken on the airline. But the emails provided inconsistent explanations. In some, Adams suggested that the scheduler should pay using a credit card, while in others, Adams claimed to have left cash in an envelope for the scheduler to send to Turkey. For example, in 2017, Adams sent an email to Adams' scheduler saying, with respect to the July trip, meaning the July and August 2017 trip, quote, I left you money for the international airline in an envelope in your top desk drawer. Please send it to them. Given the cost of international business tickets for Adams alone, Adams' email suggests that he left at minimum well over $10,000 in cash in the desk drawer to send to Turkey Airlines. He did not do that, as records from the airline confirm. He did not pay the airline in cash or otherwise because the tickets were complimentary. Then who's the cash going to? In return for travel benefits the Turkey official provided or arranged in or about 2015 or 2016, Eric Adams, the defendant, granted a political request from a Turkish official. Prior to Adams' 2015, thank you, Alan Parker, for the gift memberships. We do appreciate it. As always, we appreciate everyone who contributes to the channel financially. It makes a huge, huge difference. And just a friendly reminder, you can also support us at coffee.com/uncivil law, because that way I get a bigger cut of the proceeds, which is always appreciated. Thank you very much. In or around 2016, the Turkish official told Adams the community center was affiliated with the Turkish political movement that was hostile to Turkey, and that if Adams wished to continue receiving support, Adams could no longer associate with the community center. Adams acquiesced. By 2018, Eric Adams, the defendant, began raising funds for 2021 campaign. Adams was closely involved in details of fundraising, which he regarded as vital to success. As he texted a close supporter later in the campaign, "You win by raising money. Have to raise money. Everything else is fluff." Adams further explained, "I have a $7 million race. I have a clear plan to raise it, and each night we're executing the plan." Throughout the 2021 campaign, Adams solicited and knowingly accepted straw donations, including from foreign services, while continuing to accept free and heavily discounted travel benefits from Turkey. As part of the efforts, Eric Adams, the defendant, solicited and knowingly accepted straw donations to the 2021 campaign that were facilitated by Turkey and the airline manager. Beginning as least as early as April 2021, Adams asked the airline manager to fundraise for the campaign, and the airline manager sought to organize a fundraiser. On June the 14th of 2018, Turkish officials exchanged messages with Adams asking how much can companies donate. The Adams staffer explained that only individuals could donate. On June the 22nd, 2018, Adams attended a fundraiser for the 2011 campaign. You know, I do enjoy, I'm not sure if enjoy is exactly the right word, but I do take note of, I suppose it's the schadenfreude of the Democrat, Eric Adams, looking for ways to circumvent the campaign restrictions that the Democrats have long said that they want, right? So the Democrats say they don't like Citizens United. I think Citizens United was correctly decided legally, but they don't think it's correct, and they don't think that it would be good to accept money from campaigns. And they've even gone so far as to make it illegal under their state law for their state level campaigns and their mayoral campaigns. And they made it law, but they just circumvent it anyway by creating all these straw things. So not only are they circumventing federal law, because that prohibits accepting money from foreign sources under federal law, they're also accepting their own law that they themselves invented about accepting money from corporations. We don't want any of that dirty, dirty corporation money, except that we totally do. We're just going to circumvent the restrictions, all sneaky like. All right, where were we? In 2018, Adams attended a fundraiser for a 2021 campaign. The airline manager, among others, organized and attended. Following the event, the Turkish official messaged a staffer asking for a list of participants. The staffer then sent a list, which included the names of various persons who donated to the 2021 campaign in preceding day or donated in the following days, raising in excess of $15,000. A promotional flyer for June 22nd, 2018 fundraiser listed as one of the fundraiser's hosts, a friend of the airline manager who owned an airport transportation business. In a series of messages exchanged with the staffer, the businessman stated that he had facilitated a straw donation through an associate. Records from it show that the associate untimely donated $3,000 in his own name and described himself as unemployed. Eric Adams, the defendant, sought to arrange for campaign to receive unlawful contributions from Turkish nationals, which would be routed through U.S.-based straw donators. That's illegal. On June the 22nd, 2018, the same day as a fundraising event just described, the Adams staffer and promoter discussed in a text message a possible trip by Adams to Turkey. The promoter stated in part that fundraising in Turkey is not legal, but I think we can raise you money off the record. The staffer inquired, how will Adams declare that money here? The promoter responded, he won't declare it, or will make the donation go through an American citizen, a Turk. I'll give him cash in Turkey, or I'll send it to an American. He'll make the donation to you. The staffer replied, I think he wouldn't get involved in such games. That might create a big stink later on, but I'll ask anyway. The Adams staffer then asked, how much do you think would come from you? The promoter said, max $100,000. The staffer wrote, $100,000. Do you have a chance to transfer that here? We can't do it while Eric is in Turkey. To which the promoter responded, let's think. After the conversation, the staffer asked Adams whether the staffer should pursue the unlawful contribution, and contrary to the staffer's expectations, they directed they should. In 2018, a businessman, a wealthy national who owned the Turkish University, a for-profit company in Turkey, and Eric's met there, visited New York. Adams and the staffer met with the business person at Brooklyn Borough Hall. After the close of the meeting, I like that detail. I mean, you just got to like it. You know, we don't have it in a coffee shop. We don't have it in a shadowy part of a bar. We're just going to have the secret meeting in town hall. I mean, yeah, Tony says, for the love of God, just use some code words. Hey, this is illegal. Would you like to do it anyway? I sure would. But let me make sure to ask. Hey, boss, would you like me to do the illegal thing they advised me is illegal? I sure would like you to do that. Boy, oh boy, let me do that, right? Yeah, you know, these guys don't believe in the code words. It's just say the thing. That's fine, man. Although Adams knew the business person was a Turkish national who could not lawfully contribute, Adams directed the staffer to obtain the contributions. Following this directive, Adams wrote to the staffer, I'm ready to help. I don't want his willing to be wasted. Nice. As Adams directed, the staffer maintained contact with the business person through intermediaries, culminating in Adams accepting straw donations of the money. Yeah, this generation knows nothing of OPSEC. Apparently not, man. I mean, they just sang the thing out loud, man. You know, the crow flies at midnight. The sparrow sleeps at dawn. The eagle soars majestically over the river. These guys have no creativity. In 2018, the defendant also continued to secretly solicit and accept free and heavily discounted luxury benefits. Yeah, maybe I should try that. Instead of saying donate to Uncivil Law, I could say, what would be good? I could say, the penguin waddles. The penguin waddles over the ice cap. And if I say the penguin waddles over the ice cap, you know that it's really me asking for super chats. So would you like to see the penguin waddle over the ice cap? I know you would. Please help the penguin waddle over the ice cap today. Your support is appreciated. The bee fish swims majestically. All right. In 2018, Adams and Adams' partner traveled to Budapest, Hungary through Istanbul. Several months earlier, Adams' partner had purchased 2 economy class tickets on the Turkish airline for approximately $560 each. In December 2017, the staffer acting as direction asked the airline manager to upgrade the tickets to business class, which he did for free. Had Adams purchased the tickets would have cost more than $14,000 in total. 3 Days of the Condor? That's an old school movie, man. That's a classic. 3 Days of the Condor? Yeah, maybe those guys would get some help from that one, man. Consistent with prior actions, Adams concealed this free and heavily discounted travel to Turkish airline by omitting it from his 2018 disclosure. Ray Hassan gives $5 Canadian to say, let's give Kurt some love, everyone. I appreciate it. Thank you. In 2019, Adams travels to Istanbul and solicits foreign contributions. In 2019, Eric Adams, the defendant, and Adams' partner traveled to Turkey, Jordan, and Oman with the assistance of a promoter. Again, the promoter, I don't know what it is about the phrase the promoter or the term the promoter, but every time they say the promoter, I just have this image pop into my mind of this guy popping in like a sketch, like maybe black and white sketch, and it just says the promoter, you know, with like some sort of musical cue, you know, the promoter. That's what we need. We need a graphic that we can put up that says the promoter, that I can push a button. That's what we need in my life. Mandy Strong gives $9.99. Say love for Kurt. The promoter. And not through the airline manager. The airline manager did not upgrade the economy class ticket, instead arranging for a full upgrade only for the partner. Had Adams' partner purchased her business class ticket, it would have cost approximately $7,000. In an effort to monopolize flight travel as a method of gaining influence, the airline manager observed that difficulty arose in upgrading Adams because the arrangement had been made through others. When exchanging messages about another potential trip in 2019, the staffer requested an upgrade for Adams from the airline manager and explained in part, he learned his lesson last time. We're writing to you directly this time. So they tried the subterfuge. They tried some subterfuge, but apparently that created some problems with the free upgrades for some reason, right? So they tried the subterfuge angle. You know, the pigeon defecates on the statue. So they tried the pigeon defecates on the statue code word approach, but apparently that led to some complications with getting the free upgrade. But that's okay. We learned our lesson, and we're just going to start communicating to you directly. Good. After the 2019 trip, Adams exclusively arranged his flights through the airline manager, allowing the airline manager, the official, and the government to increase their influence over Adams. During his 2019 trip, Eric Adams, the defendant, solicited and accepted travel benefits from the promoter. Insert sting. I need a sound effect I can play or something. I need a sting I can play for every time the promoter comes up. We could just go with emotional damage. I mean, it's not really the best sound effect, but I don't really have a lot of great choices here right at the moment. As described above, facilitated Adams' second trip to Turkey and proposed to Adams via the staffer raise contributions illegally in Turkey. Specifically, Adams solicited and accepted free hotel stays, dinners, and boat trips, among other things, from the promoter, including a free 2-night stay in the Cosmopolitan Suite as depicted below. The Cosmopolitan Suite seems nice. Seems nicer than, you know, what I want to do. Yeah. Yeah. Had Adams paid for the 2-night suite, this would be approximately 3 nights, $3,000 in total. Yeah, $1,500 a night. I can see that. It's a little bit much for my money. $150 a night is usually too much for me. When I travel in hotels, I usually stay flea bag. It's like, how can I do this for $50 is usually what I'm doing, you know, damn. But these guys are living it up, man, with the windows. They got windows, man. Adams also solicited and accepted from the promoter. Hold on. I need a sound effect. Let's see what I got. Let's see. What do we have on the soundboards? Do we have anything good? Let's see. Nothing really good. Got fart. I don't know if that does anything. Cash Ching? Yeah, maybe. Cha-ching. Yeah, all right. Yeah. We'll do cha-ching every time the promoter appears. That's fine. Let's see, where were we? The promoter solicited contributions who was a Turkish national could not lawfully contribute to any campaign. During the meeting, the businessman agreed to contribute $50,000 or more to the campaign, believing Adams might one day be the president of the United States, probably less now, to be honest, no, and hoping to gain influence with Adams. In subsequent messages, the promoter and the Adams staffer discussed how to funnel the planned contributions campaigns through straw donors. Before any of the discussed straw donors could occur, however, the businessman's legal struggles in Turkey and the United States became more public. Yeah, that sounds about right. Businessman was not the only wealthy Turkish national to whom Eric Adams, the defendant, sought illegal contributions. Also in January 2019, Adams continued to seek illegal contributions promised by businessman, telling the Adams staffer in a text message to confirm the businessman's continued willingness to support the campaign. Nice. Eric Adams, the defendant, continued to conceal the benefits he received from foreign nationals seeking to gain influence from him. Adams did not report any of the gifts he received from the airline manager or the promoter on his disclosure form. In addition, in March 2019, while exchanging text messages to plan another possible trip to Turkey, in which the airline manager would arrange for travel to Adams, the Adams staffer texted Adams to be on the safe side, please delete all the messages you send me, and Adams said, always do. Always do. Excellent. In 2020, Eric Adams, the defendant, solicited and received straw donations from a businessman who operated a construction company. Oh my God. Oh my God. Corruption in a construction company? In New York? Oh no, be still my beating heart. Oh no. You're telling me, you're trying to tell me with a straight face that there was corruption and construction in New York? Oh dear. Although the businessman was not part of the New York community, his contributions were sought and made for similar reasons to many of the Turkish nationals and Turkish Americans, to whom the Turkish official and the promoter induced to make illegal contributions to the campaign. Businessman 4 was a prominent member of a different ethnic community in New York City and was told by Adams' representative that the straw contributions would increase the influence and the standing in his community. In December 2020, 2 volunteers from the campaign, who later became employees of Adams at City Hall, asked businessman to contribute $10,000 to the 2021 campaign. The employees were liaisons to the businessman's community, playing roles similar to the staffer's role in the Turkish community. The Adams employee told the businessman, among other things, that donating $10,000 would give the businessman influence with Adams, which would help Adams' business interests and his community when Adams became mayor, and that gaining such influence with Adams would be more expensive at a later date. Good times. Businessman agreed to contribute and write a $10,000 check from his company bank account. The Adams employee informed Businessman 4 he could not donate through his corporate bank account. Businessman 4 then offered to write a $10,000 check from his personal bank account. The Adams employee informed Businessman 4 he could not donate more than $2,000. The Adams employee then explained Businessman 4 should instead direct his employees to contribute and then reimburse. Nice. Nice. Very, very nice. Businessman 4 followed the employee's directions. Businessman 4 personally contributed to the campaign and reimbursed 4 of his employees to their campaign. Businessman 4 and his employees made their contributions at the fundraiser that Adams personally attended, which was held at Businessman 4's office. The campaign requested and received the matching funds from the straw donations. That would be the taking the money from the public again that we were referring to earlier. From the 8-to-1, man. That 8-to-1 leverage is a good deal, man. That's a good deal, man. It's just very illegal. After he was elected mayor, the businessman sought to benefit from the influence that they were assured would result. Among other things, he sought assistance from Adams and the Adams employee with arranging events celebrating the national heritage of their ethnic community. As well as Adams and the Adams employees worked with Businessman 4 to arrange such events with city sponsorship. Businessman 4 also sought and received assistance resolving issues with the New York Department of Buildings, including Adams himself. On February 5th, the businessman sent a text message to Adams saying, among other things, "I always supported you, but that Businessman 4 was having a hard time with the Department of Buildings getting a stop work order lifted. And although Adams' staff had assisted, we've reached a limit that only you can lift." Adams responded, "Let me look into this." Approximately a week and a half later, Businessman 4 replied to Adams saying, "Mayor, brother, I want to thank you for your help. The Department of Buildings issue partially resolved and they promised to expedite. Thank you. You have my continued support." You gotta love the making it explicit, baby. You just gotta love the making it explicit. I mean, you know, there's no subterfuge. There's no cleverness. It's just, they're just saying it out loud. And I feel like you just gotta love that. You just gotta love that they just say the thing out loud and there's no ambiguity to it whatsoever. And it's just, you know, they're just saying it. It's not going well for them, man. In May 2021, Adams received straw contributions from another New York construction company as arranged by a Turkish official. Eric Adams, the defendant, accepted support from Turkey official through the 2021 campaign, and the Turkey official repeatedly informed Adams he was providing such support. When a fundraising effort organized or facilitated by the Turkish official failed to raise the amount of funds the Turkish official had promised, the Turkish official told Adams and the Adams staffer he would close the gap by obtaining sufficient funds from another source to reach a prominent account. So the government official of the other government is like, well, we'll get you the money for your campaign. Don't worry, we got you. Bet, better, Baby, I got your money, don't you worry. Said, hey, baby, I got your money. Yeah. In 2021, Eric Adams, the defendant, sought and accepted straw donations from another business person, which operated in another construction company. More corruption in my construction? Business 5, man, is a prominent member of the Turkish community, has made these donations at the behest of Turkey. In January 2021, the Turkish official messaged the Adams staffer asking for meetings with Adams. The following conversation then ensued. The staffer, what will the topic be? Turkey, the election, that's what. The staffer, okay. Turkey, November 2nd, 2021. Staffer, his favorite topic. Turkey, Turkish community supports him. What can we do? Let's talk. Staffer, okay. We are only one step at best. We are only one step at best from Turkey coming in and saying, hey, fellow kids, would you like to commit some crimes? And the staffer saying, boy, oh boy, would we. That's the only way this could get more overt. Okay? Because it's pretty on the nose. The Turkey official then organized a large dinner to plan specific donations to the campaign. The businessman, the Turkey official, Adams, and the Adams fundraiser attended the dinner, which occurred on April 2nd. At the dinner, Adams explained the matching funds program as... Shit. Adams explained the matching fund programs to the Turkey official? Holy shit. Holy shit. Hey, Turkey, I've got some good news for you. For every dollar you give me, I can get $8 from the public coffers. Isn't that exciting, Turkey? The Turkey official said, we got your back, yo. At the April 2nd dinner, the businessman worked with Turkey, the Adams fundraiser, and the Adams staffer, among other things, to plan a fundraiser for Adams. Businessman 5 attempted to recruit others in the construction industry and Turkey community in writing in part. This may feel like we're swimming against the current, but unfortunately, that's how things work in this country. The day before the scheduled fundraiser, the Turkey official sent the businessman at least one check, and the businessman sent the Turkey official a message confirming that as of now, the checks that reached us are $17,000. I feel like someone's got to teach these guys the magic of semaphore or something, you know? Get out the flags and do the gestures. I mean, it would be less absurd. Following the fundraiser, the Turkey official sent businessman 5 a message saying how much in total, to which businessman 5 said, I think we got 22. He just left. The girls, Adams' assistants, were very happy. The Turkish official subsequently asked the staffer to tell Adams, we'll continue supporting you. We got your back, yo. We got your back. Oh, man. In 2021, the Turkish national who owned the Turkey University attempted to make good on his earlier commitments to contribute to Adams. Adams and the businessman used the promoter and the staffer, among other things, to devise and execute a plan to funnel the money to the 2021 campaign, knowing full well these donations would violate the law against U.S. political campaigns receiving contributions from a foreign national. Yeah, that's pretty illegal. On July 9th of 2021, the staffer exchanged message with Adams about raising funds from Turkey. Adams explained that he was not doing an in-person fundraiser for less than $25,000. Need at least $25K to get out of bed, baby. On July the 11th of 2021, the Adams staffer asked the promoter how much would be donated, explaining in a message she needed to tell Adams the number. When the promoter estimated in a message between 5 and 50,000, or between 35 and 50,000, the staffer repeatedly told the promoter earlier that they had mentioned 200,000. When the promoter explained that the requisite number of straw donors could not be gathered, the staffer offered to help with the scheme. The promoter responded by saying, that's great. And the staffer then wrote, from what I gather, you'll distribute the money, to which the promoter responded, yes. The AMS staffer later told AMS the estimated total of the amount of foreign donation was $45,000. In August 2021, the promoter, the staffer, and president of Turkish University American Campus exchanged messages and voice notes explicitly discussing the plan to funnel the contribution. The promoter assured the staffer that those employees are U.S. citizens and green card holders. The AMS staffer told AMS about his plan to funnel the contribution through a U.S.-based straw donors, and AMS approved the plan, knowing the businessman was a Turkish citizen. On August the 27th of 2021, the university president messaged the staffer that the Turkish university would donate $20,000 to the campaign by dividing it amongst our employees appropriate amounts. The staffer responded that if the donation is not more than $25,000, then Mr. President, referring to Adams, who was then the Brooklyn Borough president, does not participate in person. The university president then enforced Adams that the additional Turkish university contributions others would donate to reach the $25,000 threshold. We're not getting out of bed unless it's $25,000, baby. On August of 2021, the university president informed the AMS staffer that the Turkish university would only donate $10,000. Because that meant Adams would no longer appear in person, the staffer asked Adams' fundraiser to create an internet link through which Turkey University straw donors could contribute. In a series of messages with Adams and the AMS staffer, the fundraiser sent the link to the staffer. To remind the staffer of the mechanics of the plan they had discussed, that foreign donations would be concealed by routing them through US-based straw donors who could lawfully contribute in their own names, Adams wrote that the staffer and his fundraiser, we can't take any money from people that are not U.S. citizens. The AMS staffer inquired, what about green card holders? The AMS fundraiser responded, yes, we can, confirming the promoter's plan to use green card holders as straw donors would work. The Turkish university ultimately made straw contributions on September 27, 2021, where 3 U.S. employees of Turkey made $2,000 contributions, which were then reimbursed. The university president and another U.S.-based employee of Turkey each made $2,000 contributions from their own funds. Those funds occurred during a period where the 2021 campaign had begun winding down fundraising and were ultimately refunded by the campaign, but not before they submitted a disclosure that falsely claimed the employees were the true donors. On November the 2nd of 2021, AMS was declared the winner of the campaign. The next day, the businessman and the promoter exchanged the following message. The promoter, good morning. The president is our brother from now on. The businessman, good morning. The promoter, may be auspicious for all. We messaged each other. There's a businessman. Are the elections over? The promoter, it was yesterday, sir. Everyone messaged me he was elected. Congratulations messages. He's most likely going to assign me as his representative, sir. I'm also going to go and talk to our elders in Anarcha about how we can turn this into an advantage for our country's lobby. The businessman, that would be nice. The promoter also celebrated the proposal with additional people, telling others, including AMS himself, that AMS would soon be president of the United States. Probably less now, no. Similarly, the Turkish official wrote the AMS staffer, given AMS' increasing promise at this point, the foreign minister of Turkey is personally paying attention to him, and AMS should not bother with his other Turkish benefactors. The foreign minister, in other words, the Secretary of State. The Secretary of State of Turkey, the foreign minister, has taken particular attention of this issue. Well, that sounds like it's a pretty high-ranking governmental official in Turkey to me. At all told, the 2021 campaign reaped over $10 million in matching funds based on the false certification that the campaign complied with law, when in fact Eric Adams, the defendant, knowingly and repeatedly relied on illegal contributions. In 2021, Adams accepts bribes from Turkey and intervenes on Turkish behalf with the fire department. In 2021, Eric Adams, the defendant, intervened with the fire department to permit the Turkish consulate to occupy a skyscraper that had not passed fire inspection in exchange for, among other things, luxury benefits provided by Turkey. In late 2021, I mean, not for nothing, by the way, but they do understand that even people from Turkey are flammable, right? I mean, you do want to make sure your building isn't going to burn down and catch you on fire, right? But apparently the Turkey people don't really care very much about the fire burning, I guess. I don't know. Why would you want to pay to like bypass your fire inspections? It's like, don't you want to like, have your building not burn down? In late June 2021, Eric Adams, the defendant, sought luxury travel to Turkey, arranged by Turkey officials. When Adams' staffer began coordinating the travel from Adams at Adams' direction, Adams again attempted to create false records suggesting he'd pay his own way, when in fact Adams had the Adams staffer coordinate with the airline manager to provide Adams with free and steeply discounted travel. Adams approved the itinerary, and to create a false impression of payment, the Turkish official, Adams, and Adams staffer agreed that Adams would collect invoices from vendors in Turkey, regardless of whether he actually was paid, and would make some small credit card payments to conceal the fact he was taking a vacation that was mostly paid for by the Turkish government. On June the 22nd of 2021, Adams, through the staffer, requested the airline manager book flights to Istanbul for Adams. In order to conceal favorable treatment, the staffer requested the airline manager charge Adams what would appear to be a real price. Adams staffer, how much does he owe? Please let me call them and I'll make a payment. The airline manager, it's very expensive because it's last minute. I'm working on a discount. Adams staffer, okay, thank you. The manager, I'm going to charge $50. The staffer, no. Airline manager, that wouldn't work, would it? Staffer, no. Dear, $50? Whoa. Quote a proper price. Airline manager, how much should I charge? The airline manager is willing to do it for a song, baby, but we got to make it look good. So how much do you want me to charge you? Adams staffer, his every step is being watched now. $1,000 or so. Let it be somewhat real. We don't want them to say he's flying for free. At the moment, the media attention's on Eric. That's the greatest business conversation ever. That's the greatest business conversation ever. The airline, we only want to charge you $50. No, we demand to pay more. Okay, how much more would you like to pay? We want to be charged at least $1,000, damn it. We need to make it look good. If Turkey would like to give me airline tickets for $50, I mean, I'm willing to talk. This stream could be brought to you by the country of Turkey. The country of Turkey, when chicken just won't do. Adams paid approximately $1,100 each for a round-trip economy tickets on Turkish Airlines for himself and Adams' partner, when it was immediately upgraded to business class at no cost. Had Adams purchased it, he would have had to pay $15,000 because it was a last-minute thing, and tickets get kind of expensive right there at the end. At Adams' direction, the staffer also coordinated luxury lodging for Adams and Adams' partner, which was secretly provided at no cost, as the staffer and manager discussed. The staffer, he's also asking where they can stay in Turkey. Do you have accommodation? 4 seasons. Staffer, it's too expensive. The manager, why does he care? He's not going to pay. His name will not be on anything either. The staffer, super. The Turkey official also had arranged for an itinerary for Adams and Adams' partner in Turkey, where in addition to the stay at the Four Seasons, would include a yacht tour, a 3-day stay at a luxury beach resort, and a car and driver, as well as domestic flight between Istanbul and a resort. The Adams staffer forwarded detail of the itinerary to Adams. To assist Adams in concealing the nature and benefit he was soliciting and accepting, the Turkish official suggested a nominal price of $720, although the true price would have been $8,500 or more. Adams approved the itinerary and the nominal price. On ETHAD first class, yeah, I hear you, man. I mean, when Turkish business class just won't do, right? Yeah, get the Emirates to give you their suites. Yeah, they're suites in the sky, man. They're pretty nice. I've seen travel vlogs discussing like their suites in the sky. They're pretty nice. You get your own private shower. You can lie down. It looks pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. Uncivil just flies economy. No caviar for Uncivil. It's very sad. If you guys contribute more to the channel, though, I could get some caviar. Please keep contributing to the channel so I can get some caviar. That'd be nice. Thank you. Your Uncivil thanks you. On June 22nd, 2021, the AM staffer informed the Turkish official and the airline manager that they were canceling his trip. The Turkish official refunded AM's payment for luxury economy, the only payment they had made. That's nice. Yeah. At around the same time of this cancellation, Eric Adams, the defendant, solicited various travel benefits from Adams fundraiser. The 2021 campaign chief fundraiser, who was noted above, helped to coordinate the straw contributions from the construction company, from the Turkish official, and the airline manager. What a nice intermediary. What a nice intermediary. Get duct tape to the wing? Yeah. Continuing their efforts to influence Adams, the official and the manager ultimately provide the fundraiser with transportation from the airport, a free hotel, and free use of a VIP room at the business class lounge. Nice. The lounge has a VIP room, so when the lounge isn't enough, we have got super lounge. On June the 27th of 2021, when Adams' fundraiser was scheduled to travel to Istanbul, Adams created a message thread between himself, the fundraiser, and the official. I wonder what messaging app they were using, incidentally, because it doesn't say. Was this like Facebook Messenger? Was this WhatsApp? I don't know, man. When Adams suggested Adams would pay for the fundraising expenses, the Turkish official told Adams, Eric, no problem. It was set through Turkish hospitality services. I hope he enjoys her stay. Or she enjoys her stay. Adams responded, it was amazing. Thanks for all the coordination and attention. In the same thread with Adams, the Turkish official also provided the Adams fundraiser with a fake bill for the hotel stay. To allow Adams and the Adams fundraiser to create the appearance, the Adams fundraiser had paid for hotel stay, when in fact, they had not. On the day the Adams fundraiser was scheduled to depart, Adams created a message thread between himself, the fundraiser, and the airline manager. Adams wrote, fundraiser. This is manager. He'll try to help the issue with the form. He can see about the hotel or the business class lounge. The airline manager then arranged for the fundraiser, who was otherwise flying on an economy ticket, to not only have access to the business lounge, which is nice, but also an exclusive private suite inside the lounge, which is even nicer, complete with bed and food. That's really nice. The airline manager explained, this is our suite for VIPs, and we want you to feel yourself VIP. At another point in the exchange, Adams wrote, thanks a million, airline manager, my brother, to which he responded, anytime, brother. I got to find myself an airline manager like this. Are any of you guys travel agents in chat? Or managers of airlines? I am willing to cover legal cases in exchange for flights and hotel rooms, if you like. Any of you guys can help me out on that? It'd be great. Get me some access to some airport lounges. That'd be nice. Cute Nerd from 499 said, did Adams' office have a snitch, or did James O'Keefe catch him? I think this is political death nail, but will he face criminal charges? Well, these are the criminal charges, although we haven't got this far. We haven't gotten to the criminal charges yet. We've just gotten, so far we've walked our way through the factual background for the criminal charges. We haven't actually gotten to the criminal charges, but yes, he will face criminal charges within a couple pages here. We're getting there. In terms of how this came to the attention of the feds, I don't know. I'm sure it was a combination of things, but it's not going great. You're a manager at a Wendy's? Hey, if you can get me some free food at Wendy's, then that'll be fine. Can you slip a guy a double bacon Dave's double with bacon and maybe some fries? That'd be cool. So I'll take the manager at Wendy's. We could do worse. Or get myself some Wendy's chili. The chili's pretty good there. Can you guys hook me up with Wendy's chili? That'd be nice. Eric Adams, the defendant, and the Turkish official understood that in exchange for the benefits described and future travel benefits for Adams, Adams was expected to assist the official in operation of the consulate in New York. On January 6 of 2021, Eric Adams, the defendant, declared victory in his party's mayoral primary. On the morning of July 7th, the airline manager sent Adams the following text message: "Brother, congratulations," to which Adams responded, "Cannot thank you enough." I mean, if you have to pick a fast food restaurant to get free food from, Wendy's is a pretty good choice. Their chicken sandwiches are good. Their breakfast baconator is really good. That's really good. I really do like the breakfast baconator when I get it. I mean, it's a bit indulgent, but it's really nice, I have to say. So, Wendy's has some good stuff. They say Wendy's chili in cans. Yeah. In addition to, or in the course of the performance of these duties, of course, we will always love Wendy's from their training video. Hot drinks really get you going when you go mind and sewing. Hot drinks really get you going. Make sure to fill the coffee up to the line. That's coffee is really fine. Hot drinks, it's the best of Wendy's. And in addition to her course of the performance of these duties, as Brooklyn Borough President, Adams met with a member of the fire department from time to time. In 2017, construction began on a 36-story building located at 821 United Nations Plaza, New York, New York, and referred to as the Turkish House or the Turkivi Center. The Turkish House was described as served as now serves as the headquarters of multiple Turkish diplomatic missions, including the Texas consulate. The cost of the Turkish House is significant. It was a topic of political debate in Turkey. I bet it was. The Turkish consulate planned to open the Turkish House on September the 20th of 2021, so the Turkey president could formally open the building during his visit for that year's opening of the United States General Assembly. Ensuring the Turkish House opened on schedule was a priority for Turkey, who at the time was Turkey's consul general in New York. At the time, at August 31st of 2021, construction on the Turkey House was complete, but the building had not yet issued its certificate of occupancy. Without the occupancy, the Turkish House could not open during the Turkish president's impending visit. The Department of Buildings had not issued the certificate of occupancy because the fire department had not yet conducted an inspection and issued what fire department refers to as a letter of defect, which is a prerequisite to the issuance of the certificate of occupancy. Issuing a letter of defect is regular fire department procedure, which in substance identifies remaining defects in a building's safety systems, but also serves as a signal that the defects are sufficiently limited that the building can safely be occupied. From on or about October the 31st, 2021 through on or about September the 9th, 2021, various city officials and employees, among other things, sought to help the Turkey official obtain the certificate of occupancy for the house by lobbying the chief of the Fire Department Bureau of Fire Prevention to provide a letter of defect. The fire department chief refused, citing numerous safety defects, some of which were serious, at the Turkish House and the likelihood that the building would fail the inspection. On or about September the 5th of 2021, the Turkish official began asking Adams, both directly and through the staffer, to intervene with the commissioner of the fire department in order to secure the occupancy for the house, or the consulate rather. Adams, the Turkish official, and the staffer discussed these requests through phone calls and electronic messages. In a phone call to the staffer, the Turkish official stated that because the Turkey had supported Adams, it was now his turn to support Turkey. Turkey makes a whole new Turkey. Yeah, I would eat at the Turkey House. Yeah, When they said Turkey House, it reminded me of Russia House in DC, which was a fairly nice restaurant that I ate at a couple times. A little expensive, but it was nice in DC. So Russia House, I miss. They had good duck, as I remember, at Russia House, but it's been a while since I've been there. So on September 6, 2021, Adams messaged the staffer that he would contact the commissioner. On September 7th, Adams messaged the staffer that he had scheduled a call with the commissioner later that day. On September the 8th, Adams messaged the commissioner, asking him to call Adams. Until that point, the message between the commissioner and Adams had consisted of a message from the fire department commissioner to Adams requesting to continue serving as commissioner after Adams became mayor, and stressing that he was loyal and trustworthy, to which Adams sent a non-committal response. And on September the 5th, invitation to a September 11th memorial service from the fire department commissioner, to which Adams responded he tried to attend and wished to speak with the commissioner for a half hour about the fire department. Also on September the 8th, Adams messaged the fire department commissioner, stating in part, they needed a letter of defect from the fire department to the Department of Buildings. They know they have some issues, but according to them, with the letter, they will get the certificate of occupancy. The fire department commissioner responded, we'll get on it tomorrow. Through the Adams staffer, Adams assured the Turkish official, don't worry, I'm on top of this. On September 9th, after a contractor working for the Turkish consulate sent the fire department a letter, a fire department employee with responsibility for inspecting the system sent the fire prevention chief the following email. Chief, after reviewing the letter, I don't see any way we'd be willing to accept it. They have some major issues like central station and fan shutdowns, which would be automatic violations. Aside from that, he gave us a list with over 60 defects, and some of them 5 to 10 problems in each one. FAIU would not go beyond 20 defects without issuing a violation order. In my opinion, this document does not take any liability that we'd be comfortable with. I believe it actually tells us the building is not safe to occupy. Feel free to reach out further. Your building is a death trap, sir. Your building is a death trap. On the morning of September the 10th, 2021, Adams messaged the fire department commissioner stating the Turkey official had understood the fire department was going to inspect the house the previous day, and they really need someone by today if possible. If impossible, please let me know and I'll manage their expectation. The fire department commissioner wrote back, there seems to be a difference of opinion between the inspector and the private alarm engineer responsible for the building, but the fire department was trying to iron it out. Shortly after noon on September the 10th, Adams messaged the fire department commissioner. They say the higher ups at fire department did not give the inspector authorization to come. The inspector indicated he needed authority to come. The fire department commissioner responded, working on it as we speak. At approximately 2 in the afternoon, Adams messaged the staffer that Adams had again spoken with the commissioner and said, he again told me he's on the phone and will try to resolve it as we speak. We're going to certify the death trap building. Yeah. You know, not to put too fine a point on it, but a lot of those rules in New York exist because of a lot of sketchy things that's happened in New York history. Some of them involving some sweatshops. There is some uncomfortable history when it comes to fire safety and some of the buildings of New York. There's a reason a lot of these rules exist. The less said about the Triangle Factory, the better. Moving on. Also, in the afternoon of September 10th, the fire department chief of department summoned the fire prevention chief to a meeting. Yeah. Exactly, Nathaniel. Exactly. Yeah, 100%, Nathaniel. Those rules were written in blood and ash. Say it again, louder for the people in the back. Those rules were written in blood and ash. Yep, big time. The chief of the department was fire department's commissioner, direct subordinate, and fire prevention chief superior. The chief of the department informed the fire prevention chief, in substance, that if the fire department did not assist in the Turkish consulate in obtaining the certificate of occupancy, Both the chief of department and the fire prevention chief would lose their jobs. The fire department chief then drafted a conditional letter of no objection. Holy shit. The fire prevention chief had never written before a conditional letter of no objection, which was not standard procedure. Instead, the fire department chief wrote the letter, which he later described as unprecedented, to inform the Department of Buildings. The fire department did not object to the issuing of the conditional of the occupancy, provided that the private engineers affirm the fire alarm system functioned properly, and assuming the Department of Buildings inspected, tested, and approved the installed water-based fire suppression system. At approximately 2:17 on the 10th, the fire department commissioner wrote Adams, letter being drafted now. Everything should be good to go by Monday morning. 4 minutes later, Adams messaged the Turkish official from the commissioner, letter being drafted now. Everything should be good to go by Monday morning. The Turkish official responded, you're great, Eric. We're so happy to hear that. You're a true friend of Turkey. Adams responded, yes, even more a true friend of yours. You are my brother. I'm here to help. I can't get this kind of response from my government. Damn. Last time I tried to message the mayor of something, I didn't get any response. At 2:30, the Turkish official confirmed, you are such a friend. At 2:30, the fire prevention sent the conditional letter of no objection to the private alarm engineer. After Eric Adams, the defendant, pressured the fire department to permit the occupancy to be issued, the Turkish official continued to fulfill his end of the bargain by providing additional luxury travel. These benefits, which Adam accepted, were worth more than $14,000. Rabbi Goldstein in chat says, this is some DEI corruption. I miss the real days of real professional corruption under Cuomo. That is a pretty funny comment, Rabbi. I have to say, that is really pretty good. That is pretty good. This class of criminals isn't like the old days. Yes, let's do some nostalgia for the criminals of the old days. These criminals of today, man, they're so lazy. So back in my day, we had real criminals with real corruption. What is this bullshit corruption coming out of New York these days, man? Their forefathers would have been pissed. On September the 14th of 2021, 4 days after Adams called the fire department to acquiesce to the occupancy, Adams messaged the staffer directing them to secure tickets to Pakistan. Timing. The Adams staffer relayed the request to the master's manager saying he'll pay for the economy class price, but asking, can we upgrade later? To which the manager said, of course. On September the 21st of 2021, the Turkish officials, this is what happens. This is what happens when you lower hiring standards with DEI. This is what happens when you lower hiring standards with DEI. You just do not get the same class of criminals you used to get. It just is not the same, man. They said that minorities have been discriminated against, and surely they can be corrupt, just as corrupt as anyone else. But you know, it's just not the same, man. The Turkish official wrote, this is very important. The deputy minister is the person who makes all the arrangement with one phone call in Turkey. Flight, yacht tour, hotels, rental cars. The meeting did not occur because Adams was scheduled to meet with the former president of the United States at the time to request a meeting for the deputy minister. Or at the time requested for the meeting, rather. Not to request, at the time requested. After the airline manager and the staffer further discussed the price and timing of the tickets, on September 20th of 2021, Adams purchased 2 round-trip economy class tickets on Turkey Airlines from New York to Pakistan for a total price of $1,400. On November 17th, the Adams staffer messaged Adams to confirm he still intended to travel and he should therefore have his tickets upgraded to business. Adams responded, okay, do so. On November the 18th of 2021, the staffer messaged the manager to request the upgrade. The Turkish airline upgraded tickets at no cost. Thank you, Jane Smith, for becoming an Uncivilian. We do appreciate all the people who join to support the channel. Remember, it is only 99 cents to become a member of the channel. It is literally the least YouTube will let me charge you. I literally cannot charge you less. And you get your name in green. You get cool scales of justice by your name. You get some emojis, and you get and you bypass the time filter for chat when it gets to time. So you bypass that, and also you get access to behind the scenes content like gaming stuff and shit. So you get like this morning stream, which I think is still technically listed public, but won't be for long. So I need to change to private, and you get access to behind the scenes contents by being a member, and it's only 99 cents. 99 cents. You can't even buy a cup of a coffee for 99 cents, but you can support an Uncivil, and he will use your 99 cents to buy a Baconator, or at least part of it. So thank you for your contribution. On November the 25th of 2021, 4 days before he's scheduled to depart for Pakistan, he asked his destination be changed to Ghana. They changed the tickets to Ghana at no cost. Had Adams paid full price for those tickets, they would have cost $14,000. Gabriel Sparks, thank you for being a member. On November 26th of 2021, the Turkish official informed the staffer that they're going to take care of a layover in Istanbul, referring to a 9-hour layover in Istanbul during their just scheduled flight. The Turkish official then offered various arrangements for Adams, including an escort to meet Adams and Adams' partner at the gate of the airport, picking them up by luxury vehicle, later specified as a BMW 7 Series, with a driver, dinner at a high-end restaurant where Adams would meet a Turkish government official, drinks at a separate location, a boat tour, and return to the airport in time. Well, that's nice. I've got this long-ass layover. What am I going to do with my time? Not to worry. We're going to pick you up in a car and a driver. We're going to treat you. We're going to have some dinner. We'll do a yacht tour. It'll be great. No problem. That's a good deal, man. That's a good deal. Adams selected the airport escort, driver, and dinner, but declined the cruise, saying he's done the boat tour a few times. In touting the benefits provided, the Turkish official managed the staffer, "Don't let the airline manager and others confuse Adams. We are the states." Oh, dude, man. I mean, come on. I mean, dude. Look, I mean, we weren't doing really good on the FARA thing up to this point. I mean, we weren't doing really great on our FARA defense, but they've literally just said, we are the state. So if there was any potential confusion, maybe this airline manager isn't really the government. It's really the government. We are the state. Great. That's super good. On November the 30th of 2021, the staffer relayed to the Turkish official request that his excursion into Istanbul receive no media attention, including social media. The Turkish official agreed it would be confidential. According to the Turkish official, confirmed that during the dinner at the restaurant, and incidentally, I'm not sure if I've ever had Turkish food, but I'm game. I'm game to give it a shot. If you want to buy Uncivil, there's probably Houston is known for its food. Houston is known as a bit of a foodie city. There's probably a decent turkey restaurant in Houston. So if you'd like to sponsor Uncivil for his turkey-related dining needs, feel free to contribute. According to the Turkish official during the dinner at the Istanbul restaurant, the official's team did not let anyone take pictures. This was in stark contrast to the Ghana portion of the trip, for which Adams actively sought to obtain press coverage, and for which Adam posted about on his own social media. You've never had hummus? I've had hummus. I mean, personally, in my own mind, I consider hummus like more Mediterranean, but whatever. I'm sure many people have claims to. Yeah. Turkish coffee. I have had Turkish coffee before. So that's fair. I have had Turkish coffee, but never at a Turkey restaurant. At Adams' completed layover, Turkish officials and Adams staffers had the following exchange. The official, was Eric satisfied? The staffer, it was great. Thank you for everything. The official, thumbs up. It's okay if he's happy. Is Eric happy then? The staffer, very happy. He's sending you thanks. During and shortly after the travel to Ghana and Istanbul described in the preceding paragraph, Eric Adams, the defendant, took additional actions for those who provided him travel benefits in exchange for those benefits. In early December 2021, Adams announced the members of his transition committee, which were established to advise the mayoral-elect and his team of policies and appointments before he took office. Initially, there were no members of the Turkish community on any committees. Baklava? I've had baklava too. Is that Turkish? I may have had Turkish food. Baklava's okay. Not my favorite, but it's okay. It's possible. I've never really had good baklava, though. That's possible. How's it not Rico? It might be Rico. We haven't gone that far. You know what's really good is like the meat that you get right off the peg. That's like doner kebab, where you slice it right from the meat, right from the spit. I've had that before, although I consider that like more German. But yeah, the doner kebab is some good shit. You get some lamb or something like that. That's some good shit. Have you, okay, on December the 8th of 2021, the staffer sent the manager a link to list the transition committees and asked the airline manager, have you looked at the list? The manager responded, it would suit me to be lead or senior advisor. 2 days later, the airline manager sent a message retaining, lead please, otherwise seat number 52 is empty on the way back. Meaning that if the airline manager was not given a position on the transition committee, it would affect Adams' travel benefits from the airline. Nice. On December the 17th of 2021, the Adams staffer sent Adams a list of members of the Turkish community to add to the transition committee, with the airline manager as the top name. Adams informed the staffer they had sent the list to the persons responsible for organizing the committee. Adams sent the list to the staffer with the direction, add to transition. The airline manager was subsequently added to the infrastructure, climate, and sustainability commissions or committees. He's an airline manager, but he's got information on infrastructure. On December 23rd, 2021, a senior, no eating cats and dogs, that's Haitian, right? Duh, not Turkey. On December 23rd, 2023, a senior Turkish official sent the airline manager a series of text messages, noting the airline manager membership on the infrastructure and sending applause emojis. The airline manager responded that his membership on the transition team was in service of Turkey. Thank you, brother. We're doing our best to serve our country adequately. Again, probably less with saying the quiet part out loud. That'd be good. Your support gives us strength. Thank you. You're always there for us, and we're trying to be worthy. Eric Adams, the defendant, continues to conceal luxury travel benefits he accepted in exchange for taking actions favorable to the Turkey official, the airline manager, and others by not reporting the gifts. Yeah, okay. And here, year 2016, destination India, benefit free upgrade to business class for two, value $12,000. Disclosed? No. 2017, destination France, Turkey, and China, free business class tickets for three on round trip from New York to France, Turkey, and China, heavily discounted stay in a suite, value $41,000. Disclosed? No. 2017, China, Free business class ticket for 2. Value $16,000. Disclosed? No. 2018, Hungary. Free upgrade to business class for 2. Value $12,000. Disclosed? No. 2019, Turkey. Free upgrade to business class for 1 on flight from New York to Turkey. Free stay at Cosmopolitan Suite of St. Regis. Free meal, transportation, and entertainment. Value $9,000. Disclosed? No. 2021, Turkey. Free upgrade to business class for 2 on round trip from New York to Turkey. Free or steeply discounted luxury stay. Transportation, entertainment, and meals. Value $21,000. Disclosed? No. 2021, Ghana. Free upgrade to business class for 2 on round trip from New York to Ghana. Free meal and transportation. $12,000. Disclosed? No. Adam continues his disclosure, or his corrupt relationship. Rather, on January the 1st of 2022, Eric Adams, the defendant, was inaugurated as mayor. Adams soon began preparing for his next election, in part by planning to solicit more straw contributions, and in part by granting requests to those who supported 2021 campaign with significant straw donations, while denying requests from those who fall short. On January the 11th of 2022, Adams met the promoter, the Adams staffer, and others at a high-end New York City restaurant frequented by Adams. At one point during the meeting, Adams, the promoter, and the staff met in a separate private area. There, the promoter discussed his prior efforts to collect campaign contributions for Adams in Turkey, stating he could not collect more foreign contributions in the future, and indicated he would be able to raise money for the 2025 campaign if Adams visited Turkey and met with Turkish business people. Adams welcomed other foreign contributions, and he told the promoter to coordinate with the staffer to arrange contribution. On April the 21st of 2022, the Turkish official messaged the staffer, noting that Armenian Genocide Remembrance Day was approaching, and repeatedly asked Adams' staffer for assurance that Adams would not make any statements about the Armenian Genocide. The staffer confirmed Adams would not make a statement about the Armenian Genocide, and Adams did not make such a statement. Oof. On November 2021, the promoter messaged the staffer that businessman 1 was visiting New York and was asked to meet with the businessman. In support of the requested meeting, the promoter said that the Turkish university gave support, albeit a little. Adams declined the meeting, saying they didn't keep their word, meaning the businessman and Turkish university had failed to fulfill their commitment to make at least $25,000 in campaign contributions. Eric Adams, the defendant, also continued his agreement with the Turkish office to assist in New York regulation of the Turkish house in exchange for free or heavily discounted travel. From on or about July the 8th to on or about July the 12th, the Turkish official exchanged messages with the staffer concerning business class upgrades on the airline for international travel by 4 to his closest associates. On July the 11th, the Turkish official met with a senior advisor and staffer, among others, at a Turkish house. In a message, the Adams staffer referred to a Turkish official to the senior advisor, telling the official, ask the senior advisor all your pending problems with regard to the building. This is Turkish house, like FDNY approvals. In 2023 and 2024, Eric Adams, the defendant, again solicited and knowingly accepted straw and foreign contributions as part of his efforts to raise funds. In 2023, we're only on page 43 of 57, guys. This is rough. This is rough. This is a lot of pages, man. This is a lot of pages. In 2023, Eric Adams, the defendant, directed his staff to devise a plan for Adams to secretly obtain illegal foreign donations offered by the promoter, and then knowingly accepted donations of foreign money through straw donors. Adams then attended a fundraiser where he thanked the true donors, who he knew to be wealthy foreign nationals. In the summer of 2023, the promoter informed Adams' staffer that he could secure contributions to the 2025 campaign from Turkish nationals if Adams would attend an event with foreign donors. The Adams staffer brought this opportunity to Adams, who directed the Adams staffer to work with Adams' fundraiser to devise a plan to obtain the illegal donations. The Adams fundraiser suggested that true foreign donors make their contribution through straw donors considerably in advance of the event at which Adams would meet the true foreign donors, so the event did not appear to be connected to contributors. As the Adams staffer explained to the Adams fundraiser in a text message regarding the planned attendees, Mayor knows that most of them are from Turkey, the people who are business here as well. The Adams staffer and promoter agreed to execute the plan to which Adams approved. The Adams fundraiser, the promoter, and the Adams staffer scheduled an event for 2023 in a private room in a hotel. To conceal the true nature, the promoter provided a PowerPoint presentation billing the event as a dinner hosted by international sustainability leaders with the subject Sustainable Destinations, an attendance price of $5,000. The event was not publicized or listed on his public calendar. The fundraiser entered the event on a private calendar as fundraiser for Eric Adams, which listed the promoter a goal of $25,000 and the note total submitted before the event $22,800. Prior to the scheduled fundraiser, the promoter collected payments of $5,000 or more from attendees, many of which were foreign nationals. The promoter then used the portion of the fees to make straw donations to the campaign by sending cash to the foreign national donors to the staffer. The staffer then distributed the cash to at least 3 straw donors who made the contributions. On September 2023, the promoter held a fundraiser to which the Adams fundraiser and the staffer and foreign national who contributed to the campaign via straw donations attended. In one video of the event, the promoter introduced a foreign national attendee to Adams, explained the attendee owned a business and lived in London and Istanbul. Adams proceeded to thank the attendee. On October the 9th of 2023, Eric Adams, the defendant, attended a fundraiser at which attendees agreed to make, and Adams agreed to accept, straw donations. The fundraiser was organized by Turkish-American public relations representatives and the publisher of a magazine targeted at Turkish Americans, both of whom were associates of Turkish officials and owned by the logistics company who were in part Turkish Americans. Where's TRT in all this? Does TRT not get love? I mean, after all, they are the real Turks. So are they not involved in all this? I mean, I'm disappointed. From late August 2023 to September 2023, the Adams staffer and Adams fundraiser discussed the particulars of the fundraiser, including creation of a unique fundraiser for the event, which the fundraiser ultimately created. On September 12th, the PR representative and publisher instructed businessmen on how to make straw donations to the campaign, using a system under which the campaign routed foreign donations through U.S. citizens to make it appear the contributions came from a lawful source. Beginning at least as early as September 2023, the Adams staffer sent the fundraiser updates regarding how much money was raised in connection with the fundraiser. On October the 3rd of 2023, the day before the event, the Adams staffer and the fundraiser exchanged the following messages. The fundraiser. And okay, are they going to make the limit? The staffer. Yes, they agreed they'll collect $25K. Fundraiser. Okay, perfect. Yeah. It hurts talking this long. Yeah, here's your pamphlet on how to do straw donations. 100%, Tony. 100%. Here's your pamphlet. Please follow this step-by-step guide. I'm surprised it's not a cheesy video. It's cheesy, like, corporate video, Hi, and welcome. My name is Kurt Mueller, and welcome to Donations to Eric Adams. You might be wondering to yourself, how do I donate to Eric Adams? Well, don't worry. This brief informational video will give you all the needed details. Right? But I don't know, man. They didn't seem to do that. Good times. In October of 2023, the businessman told Adams the businessman owned a large corporation and wished to contribute significant amounts of money. Adams told the businessman to coordinate with Adams staffer. Businessman Cashba, nice. then explained to the staffer that his company employed many drivers and businessman 6 would contribute to the campaign through the employees. Adams scheduled a dinner with the businessman for early November, which was canceled after federal investigation became public. Oh, man. Boy, oh boy, Jenny, I'm so happy to contribute. Well, Sarah, I'm so happy you want to contribute too. But Jenny, isn't contributions illegal? Well, Sarah, that's where we have a solution. Tell me more, Jenny. Well, Sarah, what we have for you is a scheme to funnel the money through law-abiding Americans. Gee whiz, that sounds fantastic. I can't wait to contribute. First, fill out the check to Adams Mayoral. Second, deposit the check. By following these simple steps, you too can get... Okay. You think it's too late to contribute to his legal defense fund? Think it's too late to contribute to his legal defense fund? I'll send him $1 memo. Your friends from Turkey wish you well. Through his commission of conduct described in paragraphs 1 through 46, Eric Adams, the defendant, and his agents sought to conceal their wrongful conduct from scrutiny. As described above, Adams repeatedly did not disclose the free and heavily discounted travel benefits he accepted. The promoter and airline manager created a false paper trail to suggest he paid for travel where in fact he had not, assured Adams' staffer that he had practiced at deleting all of his messages, and directed the staffer to ensure his activities were shielded from public view. In addition, the purpose of conducting the straw donations discussed through the indictment was to allow Adams to benefit from illegal contributions by concealing their true source. Eric Adams, the defendant, and his co-conspirators and agents continued their efforts to defeat scrutiny of their criminal conduct after federal investigations into those crimes became known to them. On November the 2nd of 2023, special agents of the FBI executed a search warrant, and among other locations, the residence of Adams' fundraiser, Businessman 5, and a staffer. Each took actions to conceal criminal conduct. After learning the FBI had arrived at their residence, but before answering their repeated knocks, the Adams fundraiser called Adams 5 times, even though the agents had not yet given the indication of purpose. That's what we call guilty conscience, my friend. That's what we call guilty conscience. Okay, that is a rookie move. That is a rookie move. The FBI is knocking on your door, and the first call you make is to Adams. How'd you know to call Adams? We had just started knocking on your door. That's a guilty conscience, man. That is a rookie move. That's a rookie. Woof. When the Adams fundraiser then spoke to the FBI, she agreed to discuss many subjects, but refused to say who had paid for her travel. As the FBI agents departed the residence, Adams attempted to call the fundraiser phone. On the morning the FBI agents executed the search, Adams had flown to Washington, D.C. for a public meeting, but before learning about the search, Adams canceled the meeting and immediately returned to New York. Businessman 5 also agreed to speak with FBI agents and acknowledged that he and his employees contributed to the campaign. Businessman 5 further acknowledged he had spoken with a Turkey official about his construction company's fundraiser. But Businessman 5 lied in order to conceal straw donations he had orchestrated. Lots of people getting charged, man. Lots of people getting charged. Falsely denying he caused his construction company to reimburse his employees for their contributions and knew why the company had issued identical checks for 10 employees for the amount of their contributions. The Adams staffer also agreed to speak with the FBI and falsely deny the criminal conduct. Here's a pro tip, by the way, don't speak to the FBI or the police. Again, invoking your right to remain silent is always a really good idea. Nothing good is going to happen. Get a lawyer. Don't talk to the FBI. But these people did. At one point during our voluntary interview, the Adams staffer excused herself to the bathroom, and while there, deleted encrypted messaging apps they used to communicate with Adams. On November 9th, 2023, FBI agents executed a search warrant for electronic devices used by Eric Adams, the defendant. Although Adams was carrying several electronic devices, including cell phones, he was not carrying his personal cell phone, which is the device he used to communicate about his conduct about that's in the indictment. When Adams produced his personal cell phone the next day in response to a subpoena, it was locked, such that it required a password open. Adams claimed that after he learned about the investigation, he changed his password on November the 5th and increased the complexity of his password from 4 digits to 6. Adams had done this, he claimed, to prevent members of his staff from inadvertently or intentionally deleting contents of his phone because, according to Adams, he wished to preserve the contents of his phone. But Adams further claimed he had forgotten the password he just set and thus was unable to unlock the phone. Nice. As the federal officials into the criminal conduct of Adams, the defendant's conduct continued. So did the efforts to frustrate the investigation. On June the 3rd of 2024, FBI agents interviewed the businessman and 4 employees of his company. By the way, if you haven't subscribed already, now would be a really good time. I assume that some of you have not subscribed, 627 of you. I assume some of you are not subscribers to Uncivil Law. And now would be a really good time to hit that subscribe button. We have really great content. We do legal analysis. We make jokes. We do Supreme Court stuff. We laugh at the lolcows. We do lots of fun stuff. And we make pretty accurate legal predictions. Because, we know what we're talking about. So, yeah. Please hit subscribe. On June the 13th of 2024, FBI agents interviewed businessman 4 and 4 employees of his company through which businessman made straw donations to a 2021 campaign, most of whom deny making the campaign. Businessman 4 then contacted an employee who, as discussed above, asked businessman 4 to make straw donations. Later that day, Adams employee 1 visited businessman 4 at the office. Finally, we're getting into some criminal charges. After 49 pages of run-up, which is a lot, by the way. That is a lot of run-up, man. After 49 pages of run-up, I'm ready for some actual charges, man. Woof. All right, where were you? On the following day, businessman 4 met again with the employee. The employee told the businessman he met with Adams at City Hall earlier that day, and they left their cell phones outside the room in which they meet so they'd be safe. Adams explained to the businessman, although Adams was upset law enforcement had approached the businessman, Adams believed the businessman would not cooperate. All right, let's get into the actual charges. What are we charging you with? Count 1, conspiracy. Yep. Conspiracy to commit wire fraud, bribery, and receive campaign contributions. From at least in or about 2015 to about 2024, in the Southern District of New York, which is Manhattan, and elsewhere, Eric Adams, the defendant, and others known and unknown, willfully and knowingly combined, conspired, confederated, and agreed together and with each other to commit offenses against the United States, to wit, wire fraud in violation of law, soliciting, accepting, and receiving campaign contributions from foreign national in violation of law, and bribery in violation of law. It was a part and object of the conspiracy that Eric Adams, the defendant, and others known and unknown, knowingly having devised and intended to devise a scheme, an artifice to defraud, and for obtaining money and property by means of false and fraudulent pretense, representation, and promise, would and did transmit and cause to be transmitted by means of wire, radio, and television communication in interstate and foreign commerce, writings, signs, signals, pictures, and sounds for the purpose of executing the scheme. It was further a part and object of the conspiracy that the defendant and others known and unknown would and did knowingly and willfully solicit, accept, receive, direct, indirectly, both directly and indirectly, a contribution and donation for a foreign national. Thank you, Anka, for becoming an uncivilian. Aggregating $25,000 or more in a calendar year in violation of law. It was further an object of the conspiracy. The defendant became an agent of the local government, to wit, New York City, which in a 1-year period received a benefit. Wow, that's an interesting thing. So they're charging him as becoming mayor was a designed part of the conspiracy. I like that. That's an interesting one. I didn't expect to read that, but that's an interesting one. The becoming mayor was not merely the purpose, but it was not merely the end, but it was also a means to the end. So becoming mayor was part of the conspiracy. It was a step within the conspiracy, not the end of the conspiracy. It's a step in furtherance of the conspiracy. The very act of becoming mayor is furtherance of the conspiracy. I like that. That's an interesting way. That's okay. I mean, it makes sense given what they wrote. It's just not what I expected to read. Overt acts. In furtherance of the conspiracy, in 2016, Adams accepted free upgrades. He accepted free business tickets. He accepted discounts at stays. He accepted free business tickets. He accepted upgrades to business class. He directed to accept contributions. He accepted free stays. He met with a business person in Istanbul. He solicited donations to the campaign, intended a fundraiser, submitted false disclosures, solicited steep discounts. We're only on L. M, solicited free hotel stays and use of VIP rooms, directed a staffer to obtain foreign contributions from the university, caused the FDNY to issue a letter acquiescing to occupation, solicited and accepted steep discount business tickets, submitted false disclosures, solicited a free car and driver, attended a meeting with their promoter to agree to accept contributions. We're on T now. Shit. Senior advisor met with the Turkish official, arranged to provide business class upgrades, attended a fundraiser. Count 2, wire fraud. That's a lot of conspiracy, man. That's a lot of conspiracy. Holy shit. The allegations contained in paragraphs 1 through 49 are incorporated. From at least in or about 2018 to 2025, Eric Adams knowingly devised and intended a scheme to defraud, and for that purpose obtained money and property by means of false pretense, transmitted and caused to be transmitted by wire, radio, television, in interstate and foreign commerce, writing, signals, sounds. In other words, we did something involving electronics for the purpose of executing the scheme. Count 3, solicitation by a foreign national. Are we not going to charge him with the FARA violation? Are we seriously not going to charge him with FARA? It feels like a gimme. Maybe that's coming up. But if we don't charge him with the FARA violation, I'm going to be sad. I mean, it just feels like the most obvious charge ever. Are we going to get to it? I hope we're going to charge him with FARA. Anyways, count 3. Solicitation of contribution by a foreign national. We accepted, solicited, and aided, and accepted and willfully caused the solicitation and receipt of money. Count 4, solicitation and contribution by a foreign national. See count 3. Count 5, bribery. From in or about summer of 2021 through in or about 2022, being an agent of the local government, received benefits in excess of $10,000 under a federal program involving a grant, contract, subsidy, loan, guarantee, insurance, or other form of federal assistance, corruptly solicited and demanded benefit for the person and agreed to accept a thing of value from a person intending to be influenced and rewarded for the transaction in violation of law. We didn't charge FARA. How can you not charge FARA? That's disappointing. How can you not charge FARA after all that? After all that, how can you not charge FARA? That's disappointing, man. How can you not charge FARA after all that? DOJ slipping, man. DOJ slipping. Shit. Forfeiture. As a result of all that, we'd like you to give us anything that you obtained in value. And if you don't have that stuff, we'll take other stuff of the same money. Signed, the U.S. Attorney. I'm amazed that there's no FARA violation. I'm amazed there's no FARA in there. It seems like an easy charge. Also, I noticed they didn't charge like lying to a federal official in there. So some of those, I feel like there's other counts we could have thrown in, man. I'm not sure why we did the things the way we did, but I feel like there's other counts we could have charged. All right, let's watch the mayor say some bullshit from earlier today. Oh, they have a whole panoply of people saying some bullshit. It's not just the mayor. They have a whole smorgasbord of people saying some bullshit. How many times do you think racism comes up in this discussion? How many times do you think they mention racism? What's the over-under on racism allegations during this presser?
This morning, and I want to thank the supporters of all ethnic groups that I hear, particularly the men and women of the clergy that's here, that have joined me here today. And we are not surprised. We expected this. This is not surprising to us at all. The actions that have unfolded over the last 10 months, the leaks, the commentary, the demonizing, this did not surprise us that we reached this day. And I ask New Yorkers to wait to hear our defense before making any judgments.
I don't know, man. I just read, I don't even know. How many pages of factual allegation was that? Like 60 pages of factual allegation? I don't know, man. Good luck.
About 30 minutes, you're going to hear a story of the case that is in front of us. This story will come from the federal prosecutors. And I ask to wait and hear our side to this narrative. From here, my attorneys will take care of the case so I can take care of the city. My day-to-day will not change. I will continue to do the job for 8.3 million New Yorkers that I was elected to do. Amen. And the 300,000 plus employees of our city government will continue to do their jobs, because this is what we do as New Yorkers. It's an insult to the hardworking people of the city that anyone would say that they won't do their jobs while this case proceeds in the background. They are dedicated public servants, and I have been one of them for many years, and they're going to continue to do their job, moving the city forward every day. It's an unfortunate day, and it's a painful day. But inside of all of that, it's a day where we will finally reveal why for 10 months I have gone through this. And I look forward to defending myself and defending the people of this city as I've done throughout my entire professional career. I want to now turn it over to the person who started me on this journey, Reverend Herbert Daughtry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You are our mayor, and will be till time come, still will be our mayor. To all the supporters, irrespective of what people say, he's still our mayor. As he has indicated, we started on a journey long time ago. I encouraged him to join the police department. He did, and you know the rest of the story. So, you know, Mr. Mayor, Eric, it's one more battle we have to fight. Right, just one more battle we have to fight. And we're not about to quit. We're not about to give up. We'll be there. We'll be there to the end. God bless you. God be with you. We're going to win this fight.
That's right.
And two, can we get an umbrella, put it on the device so the water won't get inside there, Robbie? Hold on one moment. Hold on. You know we don't do this calling out stuff at my press conferences. When we finish speaking, we will respond to a few questions. I just want to cover that. Are you good, Robbie? I affectionately call her Mother Dukes, has been a head of the NAACP and just a leader that has mentored me throughout my entire journey. I want to now call up Mother Hazel Dukes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Hazel Dukes. I live in Harlem. I'm 90. Would you be quiet? Would you shut up? I'm 92 years of age.
Yes.
I've known this young man for over 40 years. I come with a heavy heart today, but my head is not unbowed.
All right.
He's going to have his day in court, and we're going to stand by him. We came this morning to pray for him, because prayer changed things. I am asking all New Yorkers to hear his side, to let him have a day in court. Let him have his day in court, and then we can make our decisions. But we are not here today to criticize the federal government where you might be, but shush. That's all you do. That's all you brought here to criticize. Yeah. We are going to be here. We're going to be here.
I'm sorry, Mother Duke. Hey, brother, this is a 92-year-old elder. Show us some respect. A 92-year-old elder.
She stands next to you. She stands next to Cuomo. As the NAACP, as the 501c3, you should not be standing for a political candidate. Stop that. You are always in favor. You are always in favor of the Catholic.
Don't respond to them.
Go, Mother Duke.
We are calling on all New Yorkers to listen carefully, not to the loudmouths, but listen to facts and figures. His lawyers will go and do our work for us, and we will stand with this mayor. Right.
Thank you. We want to now bring one of our amazing bishops up forward now. Bishop.
You're an embarrassment. You're an embarrassment to black people. You're an embarrassment to black people.
This press conference is just so wild to me. I don't even know how to respond to this intelligently. I don't even know how to respond to this intelligently. Like, what the hell is this press conference? It's like a bad cliche of like a revival meeting or something. Oh my Lord, we are going to overcome this and go to the mountain. It's like a bad parody of some revival meeting. It's like, what the hell is this? I don't even know what to deal with this bullshit. Is this working for anybody? Does anyone watch this and be like, yeah, is this persuasive to somebody?
We are admonished to be angry and sin not. We can have our anger and we move forward. 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 None of us. None of us have ever done anything in our lives that we've asked forgiveness for and it was not granted. We live in a society where if we do something, there is a due process for all of us. There's a process that starts, it has a middle, and it has an end.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and spoil this book for you. Let me tell you how it ends. Let me tell you how it ends. Yeah.
And none of us has the right to preempt that process. If I have an accident, I have to report it to my insurance, and they fight it out, and then a verdict is announced. We cannot prejudge any situation in fear that we might prejudge it inappropriately. And
But it's the U.S. attorney. But it's the U.S. attorney of the Southern District of New York. So, okay. Shit.
Same justice that we want for ourselves, we want for our mayor.
That's right.
If I confess, I know there is a God that says he's faithful and just to forgive me of my sin and to cleanse me from everything that is unrighteous. Until the verdict is announced, we stand. We are not people who have a yellow strip down our back, and neither are we intimidated by loud voices. Whatever the truth is, the truth will prevail.
Good morning, my fellow New Yorkers. Good morning. My fellow New Yorkers, I wanted to let you know, Mayor Eric Adams, whom you know for 62 years, who served you in the 80s and 90s when New York was facing the worst time in its history, is the same mayor that's standing right here, is the same mayor that will stand tomorrow, and is the same mayor that will be re-elected. 62 years will not be replaced by 5 indictments that will be fought and will be exonerated. Give him a chance. Give him a chance and hear his side of the story. We know him and we give him a chance. Thank you and God bless you.
Come on, my girl. One of the real warriors, Jackie Rowe Adams.
My girl, Jackie.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I stand in one of the best mayors ever. Eric Adams, the mayor. Not you, but the mayor. He wasn't the mayor then.
He brought back Stop and
He
Frisk.
stood with
He brought back
us
Stop and Frisk.
on
He's been a
the
cop all
steps
his
and
life. Stop.
saved lives.
You
They called us police in 2006.
Why don't you tell all the
At
white
that
police
time,
what you call
I'm a
them when you
mother who
was
lost
man?
2 kids to gun
You said you
violence,
told all those
and
white
at that
cops off.
time, we
On the
should
video,
have had
you
stop and
justified it.
frisk.
Tell them now, they right
Maybe
here.
my kids
All
would
right
be
here.
dead today.
All the white cops racist now, tough guy.
If they checked these kids that's 11 years old and 10, and they had stop and frisk, maybe their hands wouldn't be dead today. So I stand with Eric Adams, and I'm going to stand with him, and he ain't going nowhere. You are.
say that
You are a socialist. You support evil over good.
Well, you can't talk. You white as snow. You from Europe.
I'm Puerto Rican. I'm Puerto Rican. You're 47, idiot.
Just because an indictment come against you does not mean that you are guilty.
You don't understand, Combs, he guilty. All y'all got him
Let
guilty.
the process go out like every American
Y'all got Sean
citizen
Combs.
has the
You ain't
right
say that
to
for
do.
Sean Combs.
If you
He
don't
black.
like him, don't vote for him.
He
But
from
he's
the
not
hood.
resigning. He's not quitting. And you stand behind him.
Yeah. What are the stats on exoneration after the USDA indictment? Less than 1%. And this is big game. This is big game. So the U.S. government isn't going to fuck around when they're going to go after big game, right? It's like you don't shoot and miss. You better hit the king, right? When you hit, it's like, yeah. So the overall rate of the U.S. attorney is like 98% plus. When you factor in settlements and the conviction rate, it's 98% plus. And it's a Southern District. That's the average rate for the federal government, is 98% plus. Then you have to add in the fact this is the Southern District in New York, which is the most prestigious of them. Then you have to factor in the fact that this is big game. And the U.S. government don't fuck around, as you can tell from the 60 pages of indictment. They're going to get their man. They've got it. They've got it cold 18 different ways. They don't fuck around like this shit.
Justice will prevail.
How are you? Good to see you. Good.
Yeah, I wanted to see if he speaks, like back here from my have like a Q&A, have some questions.
I think that the second question, I think we need to ask the federal prosecutors who gave the directive in the order. I don't know. We should ask.
Okay.
All of a sudden change what I've done all the time. I follow the law and I follow the campaign rules.
Thank you.
Yes, where was it?
No, listen, we I think that people fail to properly realize that we have over 300,000 dedicated employees. Over 300,000. Those who decided to transition and do some more things with their lives, many of them told me ahead of time they were going to do that. But we have an amazing, incredible team of dedicated New Yorkers, and they're going to continue to do that. I think that's what's going to surprise everyone. 10 months ago, when my phones were removed, like today it was about my phones. Same thing that happened 10 months ago. Today was about my phones. Let's get clear on that.
What were you doing on the phone?
When they removed my phones 10 months ago, people said that all of a sudden the city was going to collapse. It was not going to move forward. Look what has happened over 10 months. Over 10 months, more jobs in the city, more small businesses open.
Diversity.
Decrease in crime. There's 500 more rapes. There's 1,000 more felony assaults. Don't fudge the numbers. Do not fudge the numbers. 1,000 more felony assaults. Women are not safe. They're being raped in record numbers. Do not lie.
Protesters based.
Mayor, you said that you were demonized, suggesting that you were a victim. Why do you feel that way?
Well, listen, I think that when you do an analysis, and all of you have covered this, it is a felony to release a grand jury communication. That's a felony. So you can't break the law to enforce it. What? And when you look at the drip of information, when you look at our cooperation, our attempt to sit down and cooperate, when you look at what has taken place, it's been a narrative of giving the appearance that there was something improper that's done and it was just wrong.
Do you think it's political?
Well, I think we should ask again, as I said.
I think it's political.
We should ask those who are conducting.
We know it's political.
Investigation. We should ask them who gave the direction to carry out what we have witnessed over the last 10 months. Over the last 10 months, you knew information before my attorneys knew information over the last 10 months. You recorded that there was indictment before my attorney knew that there was indictment. Over the last 10 months, this has happened over and over again, and this is not how our system of justice should operate.
You support law enforcement. Do you support the feds investigating you?
Univision. Mayor, the indictment has been unsealed. Now we know the federal government is campaign and supposed influences into your campaign when you decide to be mayor. But you have suggested publicly that now you are a target of the federal government because of sticking with New Yorkers, meaning maybe that you're talking about the migrants. Can you clarify that point, please?
I think I did. I think we should ask the federal investigators and prosecutors to take the actions that we are witnessing right now. I have ran many campaigns. I've been part of many campaigns. And the scrutiny of those campaigns always revealed the same thing. I follow the rules, I follow the law, I do not do anything that's going to participate in illegal campaign activity. And I will not do that. And I've instructed, not only in writing, but in verbal conversation to the team, we do not participate in straw donors. We do not participate in foreign donors. We know what those rules are, and we comply with those rules. And I think that my attorneys are going to reveal that as we move forward.
So last question, Robert. Go ahead. Robert, Mayor, who is your point dealing with major city businesses? You deal with this. That's number one. And number two, is there any circumstance by which you would resign?
No, listen, I'm here. I was elected by the people of the city, over 700,000 strong. And
By the people, for the people.
This is a city that is extremely resilient. This is a city that we have gone through some difficult and hard times, and we're going to continue to move forward as a city. And that's what that's shown. I think the narrative here that's missing, 2 months ago when my phones were removed, we have not gone backwards. We have not stood still. We showed how we operate during difficult times. And when you say who's the point person that's going to deal with business community, who's going to deal with the business of running the city, the point person is Eric Adams. I'm the mayor of the city of New York. A competent team.
You sound like Donald Trump. You sound like Donald Trump. How is this different from what Donald Trump said when he was indicted? How is this different? How is this different? It has to make sense to everybody who's logical. It has to make sense to everybody who's logical. You sound like Donald Trump.
The allegations seem to be going on. You've been reporting for at least a year, almost a year. What do you say to that? I mean, you said you traveled to these countries, you united, you took anything back from these countries, you united, you intervened on behalf of the Turkish government trying to get this country.
What's your question? Yeah, that's elaborate.
That's elaborate. He denies all the allegations in the 54-page indictment. Have you guys
Apparently, he's fighting back.
Listen.
He's fighting back. That's your answer.
My legal team is going to peruse the entire indictment. We got it today when it was released. The news media received information before we did, as they have been receiving for the last 10 months. It appears as though the goal is to try this case publicly and not in the criminal justice system that's in place. And so we, based on what I read it's clear that if it's campaign violations, I know I don't violate the campaign. That's right. If it's foreign donors, I know I don't take money from foreign donors. And I verbalize that to the team both in writing and both in communication. And we will continue to do that. And we look forward for the legal team to handle this as I handle
Your toast, sir.
New York and continue the success that we've witnessed in the last 2 years and 9 months as the New York City.
New York strong! New York strong!
Resign! Resign!
All right, so let's go over to the U.S. Attorney who would like to share their thoughts on the issue. Let's listen to the U.S. Attorney who'd like to share their thoughts on the issue.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for gathering. My name is Damian Williams, and I'm the United States Attorney here in the Southern District of New York. Today, we are announcing campaign finance, bribery, and conspiracy charges against Eric Adams, the mayor of New York City. As the indictment alleges, Mayor Adams engaged in a long-running conspiracy in which he solicited and knowingly accepted illegal campaign contributions from foreign donors and corporations. As we allege, Mayor Adams took these contributions even though he knew they were illegal, and even though he knew these contributions were attempts by a Turkish government official and Turkish businessmen to buy influence with him. We also allege that the mayor sought and accepted well over $100,000 in luxury travel benefits from some of the same foreign actors who arranged many of the illegal campaign contributions. These benefits included free international business class flights and opulent hotel rooms in foreign cities. The mayor had a duty to disclose these gifts on his annual public disclosure forms so that the public could see who was giving him what. But as we allege, year after year after year, he kept the public in the dark. He told the public he received no gifts, even though he was secretly being showered with them. We allege that Adams accepted these benefits knowing that they were given to him because of his position. And in exchange for some of those improper benefits, he intervened in the New York City Fire Department's inspection process for a building owned and operated by the Turkish government, allowing it to open even though it had not passed the fire inspection. The corruption alleged in the indictment is, as I said, long-running. As we allege in the indictment, Adams' solicitation of illegal campaign contributions began in 2018. After he started raising funds for his 2021 mayoral campaign, he agreed to take contributions offered by multiple Turkish businessmen, several of whom he met in Turkey. Adams knew that these wealthy individuals could not legally donate in a U.S. election. Federal law clearly prohibits foreign donations. That's how we protect our elections from foreign influence. Yet Adams directed his staff to pursue this illegal money to support his campaign for mayor. And as we allege, Adams continued to pursue foreign money in secret well into 2021. And it didn't stop with his first campaign for mayor. As we allege, in 2023, the mayor rekindled these corrupt relationships, seeking more illegal campaign contributions from some of the same foreign sources to support his re-election campaign. Adams also took contributions that broke other laws. As we allege, he sought contributions from businessmen far in excess of what the law allowed. He also allegedly sought contributions from corporations, which are not allowed to contribute at all in New York City elections. Many of those illegal corporate contributions were organized by the same people who organized the illegal foreign contributions. And Adams allegedly disguised them all in the same way by accepting the money through so-called straw donors. A straw donor contributes someone else's money, hiding the money's illegal source, such as a foreign businessman, a corporation, or a wealthy New Yorker who has already contributed the maximum amount allowed. And as we allege, Adams circumvented all of these laws, taking contributions from exactly the sources the law prohibits, all to benefit his mayoral campaigns. Now, Adams also personally benefited from the illegal conduct alleged in the indictment. Adams solicited and accepted over $100,000 in luxury travel benefits for years from wealthy Turkish business people and at least one Turkish government official seeking to gain influence over him. Adams started accepting undisclosed luxury travel benefits at least as early as 2016. He took these benefits nearly every year through 2021. Here are some of the benefits that we uncovered during our investigation. In 2016, Adams flew to India through Turkey and received 2 free round-trip upgrades for business class seats. That's the highest class on Turkey's national airline. Those upgrades were worth more than $12,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2017, Adams accepted free business class tickets for himself and his travel companions to France, Turkey, and China. And he was put up in the Bentley Suite in the St. Regis Hotel in Istanbul. All of that was worth more than $41,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. Also in 2017, he flew to China, again, through Turkey, and accepted 2 free business class tickets for himself and a companion. Those were worth more than $16,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2018, he flew to Hungary through Turkey and accepted free upgrades for business class seats. Those were worth more than $12,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2019, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2 in 2021, the destination, India all the way to Ghana, the benefits, the free upgrades or free tickets altogether, the hotel stays, and the value. And if you just sum up all the dollar amounts here, you get to more than $100,000. And of course, as I said before, every single trip that we list here was undisclosed. As we allege in the indictment, in addition to not disclosing these benefits, Adams sometimes created fake paper trails to try to cover up the travel benefits he solicited and received. Let me give you one example. Adams wrote emails to his staff suggesting he paid for his 2017 business class flights on the Turkish airline when, as we allege, he did not. Those flights were worth a lot of money. Just one ticket alone cost more than $10,000. But months after taking the flights, Adams wrote an email to a staff member and told the staff member that he had left cash in her desk drawer and that she should send the money to the Turkish airline to pay for a trip he had already taken. As the indictment makes clear, that's just a clumsy cover-up. Now, just because Adams received benefits for free, that doesn't mean that there weren't strings attached. As we allege, a particular Turkish government official behind many of the benefits Adams sought and accepted gave Adams all these things to gain influence over him. We allege that Adams knew that and took the benefits anyway. We allege that when the Turkish government official needed him, Adams also took corrupt official action in exchange for some of the luxury travel benefits. In 2021, the Turkish government official was trying to open a brand new high-rise building in Manhattan that would house Turkey's consulate. There was significant time pressure because the Turkish official desperately needed the building to be open in time for a visit from Turkey's president. This building was important to the Turkish official, and it was important to Turkey. But the FDNY's fire safety professionals wouldn't let the building open because the building hadn't passed an inspection. And not just that. Some of the people at the FDNY thought the building had so many issues and defects that the building was not safe to occupy. So the Turkish official sent word to Adams that it was, quote, his turn, unquote, to support Turkey. And as we allege, Adams delivered and pressured the fire department to let the building open. The FDNY professionals were convinced that they would lose their jobs if they didn't back down. And so they did. They got out of the way and let the building open. The Turkish official got what he wanted, and as we explain in the indictment, just 4 days after Adams held up his end of the bargain, he went right back to soliciting more travel benefits from the Turkish airline. Now, I want to make 3 things crystal clear. First, the conduct alleged in the indictment, the foreign money, the corporate money, the bribery, the years of concealment, is a grave breach of the public's trust. Public office is a privilege. We allege that Mayor Adams abused that privilege and broke the law. Laws that are designed to ensure that officials like him serve the people, not the highest bidder, not a foreign bidder, and certainly not a foreign power. These are bright red lines. and we allege that the mayor crossed them again and again for years.
I'll just note the obvious here between the two press conferences. One is very sedate, factual, matter of fact, logical, reasoned, sourced, and one press conference is decidedly not. So, yeah.
That is the only reason we are here today. Second, this investigation continues. We continue to dig, and we will hold more people accountable. And I encourage anyone with information to come forward and to do so before it is too late. And third, the Southern District of New York remains committed to rooting out corruption without fear or favor and without regard to partisan politics. We are not focused on the right or the left. We are focused only on right and wrong. That is our duty, and we will fulfill it. Now, today's charges are the product of a tremendous partnership. I want to thank our partners at FBI and the New York City Department of Investigation who have been with us every step of the way. And finally, I want to commend the outstanding career prosecutors from SDNY who are handling this case. Celia Cohen, Andrew Rohrbach, Hagen Scotton, and Derek Wickstrom, and the chiefs of the Public Corruption Unit, Laura Pomerantz and Robert Sobelman. It's now my pleasure to turn the podium over to FBI Assistant Director in Charge, James Dennehy.
Good morning, and thank you for being here today. The indictment of a sitting mayor is not just another headline. It is a stinging reminder that no one is above the law or beyond reproach, and it serves as a sobering moment for all of us who place our trust in elected officials. Today's indictment sends a powerful message to every elected official in this country. Public service is a profound responsibility and should be a noble calling. When that's perverted by greed and dishonesty, it robs us of our trust. It's a pact between leaders and their communities, built on the pillars of trust, accountability, and transparency. When that pact is broken, the consequences ripple far beyond one office or one election cycle. We know not all leaders are corrupt. We know there are countless public servants who wake up every day with the intention of doing right by their constituents. But we cannot ignore the shadow cast by moments like this.
Nice turn of phrase.
When trust is eroded, it takes years, sometimes decades, to rebuild. The weight of today's actions falls not just on the indicted official, but on every other public official who must now work harder to earn the public's confidence in them. It's important to remember accountability isn't just about punishing those with alleged wrongdoings. It's about lifting the communities they've let down. It's about rebuilding, restoring, and reimagining what public servants can and should do. It's up to us to demand more from our leaders, to hold them to the highest standards, and to remind them that the power of public office should never be abused. While some may be disappointed today, let me encourage you not to be defeated. The strength of our communities, our faith in one another, and our collective resilience are far greater than the alleged failings of any one individual. In closing, I'd like to thank the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Damian Williams, and his office, Commissioner Jocelyn Strauber, and the New York City Department of Investigation and her team, as well as my team, the Public Corruption Squad here at FBI New York. Thank you.
I'd like to welcome up Commissioner Jocelyn Strauber from the New York City Department of Investigation.
Thank you, Damien. Good morning. Today, for the first time in New York City's modern history, we announce criminal charges against the sitting mayor of New York City. As our highest elected official, the mayor should set the standard for all of city government and exemplify the integrity, transparency, and dedication to serving the public that all New Yorkers deserve. Instead, the indictment unsealed today alleges that Mayor Adams abused his power and position for nearly a decade as Brooklyn Borough President and as mayor to enrich himself and his mayoral campaigns. As charged, he sought and received illegal campaign contributions, luxury travel, and other personal benefits from foreign nationals, as well as individuals and businesses. He allegedly took steps to conceal those illegal contributions and personal benefits and involved city employees and campaign staff in that concealment. As the indictment explains, this kind of corruption has real costs to the city and to the public. As alleged, the mayor's 2021 campaign falsely certified compliance with campaign finance laws in order to conceal those illegal campaign contributions, and as a result of those false certifications, received over $10 million in public matching funds. The mayor's alleged acceptance and concealment of illegal contributions and personal benefits gave overseas benefactors, wealthy individuals, and businesses undue influence over the mayor, influence that federal and local laws seek to prevent. And as charged, in exchange for certain personal benefits, the mayor pressured the New York City Fire Department to forego a required fire safety inspection before the opening of the new Turkish consulate building. As the city's Inspector General, the Department of Investigation, a city agency, conducts its investigations confidentially and wholly independent of City Hall. We handled this investigation as we would any other, following the facts and seeking to hold wrongdoers accountable no matter their role or title. Our unique access to city records and expertise in matters of city government make us a critical partner in the fight to root out corruption, working closely with our law enforcement colleagues at the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office. If you have information about this case or about illegal conduct by any New York City official or employee, I encourage you to contact DOI by email at tipline@doi.nyc.gov or by phone at 212-825-2828. I want to thank the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York and the FBI for their partnership on this investigation. And I want to recognize and thank the dedicated, hardworking DOI investigators who are handling this matter. Senior Inspector General Eleanor Rivkin, Inspector General Audrey Feldman, Deputy Inspectors General Arturo Sanchez and Trenton Sweeney, and their supervisors, Deputy Commissioners Christopher Ryan and Dominic Zarella. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Can you just say, Mr. Mayor,
That's it, guys.
said he's not going to resign. He said that this is a witch hunt because...
Yeah, the U.S. Attorney is too smart for that. They're not going to take your questions. The U.S. Attorney is too smart for that. They're not going to take your questions. Yeah, so it's over. The U.S. Attorney doesn't fuck around. The U.S. Attorney generally doesn't fuck around. The U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York is probably the most prestigious of the 94. And so they really don't fuck around. And this is big game. So they really don't fuck around. So you know they've got it. You know they've got it. And it's all over. So it's like they don't fuck around. So, yeah. Well, guys, that will conclude our stream. And yeah, he's and I'm surprised there's not more charges here. I'm surprised that they didn't charge him with like some more things. They charged him with conspiracy. I'm surprised they didn't charge him with some of the underlying crimes. I'm also surprised they didn't charge him with the FARA violation. Seems like a slightly strange choice, but you know, okay. but that's their prerogative. And they might bring other charges at some later time, although I don't know why they would. It doesn't really make sense at this point why they would bring later charges at a later time. I don't know, but they could. But yeah, I don't think things are going very well for him. So yeah, I think it's going down. Who else is the Southern District of New York on after? You'd have to look. This is a long list. But Enron, Epstein, Sam Bankman-Fried, WorldCom, the P. Diddy just recently. It's a long list. It's a long list. So yeah. All right, so I'm gonna sign off for now, and I'm gonna go and have some food. I'm gonna go to Waffle House and get some sort of sausage gravy thing. I think might be good. And then I'm gonna go pick up my groceries so that I can do dishes and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. It's been fun. I will catch up with you later. Until later, my friends. I hope all's well. Cheers for now, my friends, and goodbye. I have to send up a redirect though, which I forget to do until literally the last second. Who's streaming? Who's streaming? Recovery added to streaming. Legal Vices is streaming. Do you guys want to learn more about the U.S. Coast Guard, whatever? I'll send you Vices away.